Welcome to another episode of Beyond Beats and Culture. I am your host, Chase the Dark Sage, here with my co-host.
T.
And we're here to bring you some more hip-hop culture and goodness over here.
Goodness?
First off... I gotta redo that one. No, redo the intro. I gotta learn to not say that one. But how was your weekend?
My weekend was great, bro. It actually was. I really was just chilling, bro. What about you?
Oh, all I do is work. So I work every day. You know what I'm saying?
See,
so,
I'm a family man. I need those days to myself to chill with the kids.
That makes sense. But for me, when I work, I get my little hip hop listening in.
Yeah.
Whether it be some new stuff that you recommend or stuff that just comes out or stuff I just kind of want to explore a little bit, which will segment us in our first topic, the stuff that we've been listening to, I guess, either this past weekend or this past week itself. And I don't know if you already got your list, but I already kind of got mine because I already got the app where I rank up everything.
Oh, yeah, you be doing that. I need this. What app is that again?
It's called Music Board. We're not sponsored, but Music Board, if you want to sponsor the channel, hey, go ahead.
Go ahead and do that.
But two of the first projects I do kind of want to touch upon a bit. Mike, all caps, Pinball, and Burning Desire. You put me on the Pinball because it recently came out. It's a collab album with him and another producer. I forget
Tony Cirillo or whatever. I could say that. I probably said that wrong.
But yeah, honestly, I like the project. It wasn't what I heard from that one song from Burning Desire. But I will say that it definitely gave me production that was very reminiscent of me hearing back in the blog era some Gucci Mane.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, well, what are we doing with this here? Yeah. And Mike always has that very calm, that very monotone-ish flow. And he raps really well as is. He definitely has a presence when he's on the mic. So I did enjoy Pinball. I feel like that was, there was no filler on that project. I enjoyed every single track on
Cooler EP. I think
it's Cooler project. Yeah. And then also after that, you told me to check out Burning Desire, which is an album I see on hip hop Twitter a lot. And I was like, all right, let me check it out because I'm thinking this is going to be some really weird eclectic type stuff.
Some lyrical individual type stuff.
Yes, especially from the actual cover of the album or cover of the project itself. And I'm like, what is this? And I only heard Mike on Vor Desire or Vor Dyer from Earl Sweatshirt and Alchemist and the EP. And I'm like, all right, let me go into this. But the song I heard from that didn't sound like anything from Pinball. So I was like, all right, let me go into Burning Desire. Overall, I did like the atmosphere. I like the tone. I like the mood that he sets with that album overall. I do like his lyricism as well. His flows, pretty good as well, and I like a lot of the features that was on there as well. So Mike is an artist that you have recommended me that I will be checking out from here on out.
Yeah, so I'll tell you this, if you keep going down and down, you will see that he was I wouldn't say he was a totally different artist, but from production he was totally different. His production was more the lo-fi, you know how rap songs sound? That was like Mike. Mike and his group, they was doing that, and Earl kind of was around them and kind of ushered that sound.
So Earl was inspired by Mike?
Pretty much. Kind of like Mike now. Because I
didn't like some rap songs when it first came out.
That's what I'm saying. I know a lot of people was thrown off of it just because of the production, the lo-fi-ness of it, and could I even hear him vocally type stuff? It was really
That was the only problem I had with Burning Desires was that sometimes I'm all right with that with Pinball because trap music, I'm used to that with trap music. Sometimes the beats will be louder than the vocals. But on Burning Desire, and I feel like it was intentional.
Yeah, it's intentional. That's why I'm going to say that's his thing.
Yeah, because it's so monotone. Yeah. I feel like the beats sometimes overpowered him, especially if you have a good sound system as is. The bass and all the instrumentation, not instrumentation, but all the things happening within the actual production itself is going to overpower Mike sometimes, but Mike still has that presence on the mic that you still are going to want to hear from him.
Hey, that presence on the mic, Mike. So check this out. so one thing about Mike, right? Like you said, it was intentional with that sound. That's just his thing. So if you go back, I really want you to kind of go back one album. Not go back one album, because Disco I think you'll really love. Not really love, but I think you'll enjoy. But let's say Black Soap. Go to the Black Soap EP, or something like that. It's a short EP.
This album was pretty short too. It was an hour.
My Burn Desires,
Yeah, it looked
because all the songs, what they do is make really short songs,
and I like that because nothing ever overstayed its welcome. I'm this is a perfect length for each of these songs, especially with how many songs he has on here and how long the actual project is. It always gave me something different, not something necessarily entirely new, but it kept me going from one place to another, and I wasn't getting tired of anything. Right. And I do like some points where it was just the instrumental itself. I'm like, dang, I kind of wish I heard him on that. I'm like, all right, though, I'm cool with that.
I love, what's that? Burn Desire, the title track I love, but Set the Mood. Hey, that's my shit. That's with the R&B sample.
Oh, yeah.
Hold up, do you like R&B on Pinball? That's my joint.
The song?
Yeah,
I like all the songs on Pinball. Okay. Everything on both these albums, I was like, all right, this is just good. Like, there's nothing bad on here.
Right.
And everything, to me, fits whatever he's going for on these projects right here. Okay. Like I said, Pinball was my introduction project to him.
Right.
But Burning Desire is something that was like, okay, this makes me a fan. It makes me kind of want to hear more from him.
That's good. See, B, look. I'm trying. Hey, bro, I've been trying to put you on stuff for years. This dude never listens. He's he's getting a little older. Now he's understanding. I thought you'd get more stubborn.
No, it's just the fact of, I feel like it's because when I was younger, I heard a lot of the trap stuff. So, I feel like I'm an aficionado in that sense, right. Which is why sometimes when I see people put Travis Scott as like one of the greatest trap rappers, I'm like,
they say he reinnovated trap music.
Yeah, maybe the sound, but definitely not actual trap itself. I feel like I gotten a lot of the old Southern hip hop / trap stuff, so I feel like I'm a bit of an aficionado with that right now because I am getting older, because I have a lot more time to actually listen to music. Right. I kind of want to spread my wings a little bit.
Spread them out, B. Let them spread. Let them pause. Just soar a little bit, B. You know what I'm saying?
But Pinball, Burn Desire, I'm definitely going to check out some more. Mike, those are some pretty good projects. Two projects I revisited. From A$AP Ferg, Trap Lord and Still Striving. Trap Lord, his debut album, which I believe last year was the 10th year anniversary of it. Definitely a good debut. I know. We're getting old. Definitely a good debut project from someone back in that era. And Still Serving is a project where it was just a lot of single-like songs where he just wanted to have fun on that album. And to me, that album is like a 3 out of 5. It's not bad. I know he really wasn't going for anything like super cohesive or anything like that. It was just an album where it's like, I want to get my friends on some songs. Right. I just want to have fun on this. Man. There are some bad songs on there, but besides that, Still Striving is a pretty good project with some bangers to pull out of that bad boy. On. Now, next person I listened to that you have recommended to me probably a few years ago on our older podcast, but you told me to listen to some stuff recently. Kenny Mason, 6, and Angelic Hoodrat Supercut.
Bro.
I will say that both of these projects here gave me 2 different vibes, and I completely enjoyed both of them. Bro. I'm not going to lie, Angelic Hoodrat, it did scare me, though.
Why?
Because at the beginning of the project, it has that usual Kenny Mason thing that I got from 6, because I really enjoyed 6. I think 6 is, however many tracks out of that, he hits on all of them. There's no misses at all. With Angelic Hoodrat, it goes from at the beginning, or the first third of it, from the usual rap.
So Play Ball threw you off or what?
I think it was the one that first sounds like a rock song?
Yeah.
So first that threw me off.
Oh, I love that song.
And I was like, whoa. I'm like, this is not what I expected. But I listened to 6 first, and he had on the bonus disc or whatever, or the second disc, he had a rock song on there. I'm like, what are we doing? Yeah. But I kind of let it play, and I was like, okay, I'm enjoying this. Yeah. I'm like, this is like the rap rock that I do. Right.
He does it well. Bro.
And the funny part is, I thought about our Tizo Touchdown conversation. I was like, this is what I thought Tizo Touchdown was going to be. Nah. I thought he was going to be a blend and infusion of rap and rock like that. Because whatever the rock is right here, I like this type of rock, depending on the setting. But in this setting, on this album, I enjoyed it fully.
I got another group for you. It's a duo. Paris, Texas, whenever you get a chance.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're a little different, but they bring that rock, that hip hop, and they kind of bring you. They remind me like they should have came out doing like 2010-ish, but more of like the blog era, like Tyler Creator, like Wolfgang. They give me that vibe.
He was.
It's two of them. No. They're like younger. They like around our age group, but I'm just saying like I think that they didn't come out. I don't think they was making music back then. They probably was. They probably wouldn't. I didn't do much research. When I found out about them, like in 2021,
they gave me that vibe.
They gave me that vibe, and I was like, I was on them, bro.
Yeah.
They new album they put out last year. I think it was last year. Not bad. It's not bad. Okay. I like the EP though.
I'm gonna check them out. I'll definitely like the EPs because it gives me a little vibe of like what I'm gonna get into. It gives me a little taste of the whole full meal.
It's called Boys Anonymous. That's the first album I think.
Boys Anonymous.
Yeah.
All right. But Angelic Hoodrat, like I said, it did scare me when it got to that rock song. I'm like, where are we going? And I'm like, all right. But I enjoyed it. And then another rock song played after that. I'm like, what are we doing with the rest of this album? I'm like, all right, I enjoy it. But then once it passed the 2/3 mark, we got back to the rap, and I'm like, dang, I actually kind of like that rock stuff he was doing. I'm like, I get it though, because he want to do the rap.
And one thing about him, he only gives you a little. He don't give you like a full album. Like that. He gives you that taste. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like he gives me a great variety. And like I said before about the mic stuff, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's not like a super long song with like some long ballad, some solo from the vocal performer. I mean, and so I don't know. I just really enjoyed Angelic Hood Rat Supercut, but I also really enjoyed 6, and that's the one with Project Pat.
Yeah, Project Pat. Yeah, that's the one. It's more like trap, but he got his little rock experience. Rock experimentation on there too as well.
Either way, I enjoy it, and this is what I thought Tizo Touchdown was going to be more of. But
look at that Tizo. Look at that Tizo, bro. You're gonna get just looking at him, you know you're gonna get something like totally off the wall, bro.
Yeah, especially with all them pins and needles.
He got nails in his hair, bro.
Yeah, I'm just like Tizo Touchdown. This is what I thought you was gonna be, but now I got Kenny Mason, and based off your recommendation,
Paris, Texas.
I am now looking out for any more music from him.
Right.
Next person, Lavish Misery from what's his name from Ransom and Harry Fraud.
Oh, the album. I was thinking he was an artist.
No, my bad. But it's the album or mixtape, whatever. It was a collab project by Ransom and Harry Fraud. I like the production. It definitely gives me that Alchemist vibe, which Harry Fraud generally does in general. And Harry Fraud didn't disappoint. Ransom didn't disappoint. I think the most disappointing thing with this project is it's not memorable. Nah. Like, to me, this doesn't make an impact.
Is this your first Ransom project?
No. Winter's Coming, I think, is my first.
So you need to go to check out some of his Nicholas Craven production albums, like Deleted Scenes, all that type of stuff, bro. It's better production in my opinion that Ransom fits on. But Ransom just as an artist, as a rapper, his performance never do it for me, bro. It's like he's kind of boring to me.
He reminds me of Dave East. To me, he doesn't have the same energy as Dave East.
Ransom energy is so low, and his ad libs are like when he do his ad libs, they just so corny to me. It don't even feel right. And I'm not saying he's not. He's not. Get me wrong. He's a good rapper.
Yeah, he's not a bad rapper.
He's not a bad rapper.
It's not memorable.
Yeah,
it's something that's super forgettable. I hate to say that about someone's project, but the lyrics ain't bad. The production definitely is far from bad. Yeah. It's just that I guess I gotta say it's a boring project because it's not memorable. Like I can't even think about a single song on here that I was like, dang, I gotta recommend this to somebody. Nah, bro. No, it's just like I listen to it, I'm done. Yeah. Next album I listen to, actually I listened to like 4 Nas projects. 2 I revisited. 2 I listened to for the first time. Streets Disciple and Lost Tapes 2. These are my first time listening to those 2 projects because I'm doing this whole Nas re-listen / listen
because your love for Nas now in this current era.
Yeah, okay. And so I'm like, okay, maybe I need to go back and give him a bit more appreciation.
You do.
Well, I listened. Well, actually, this weekend was the final weekend of me listening to everything Nas, all his projects, except for the one with the Marley.
The one with Damian Marley, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Besides that one, I'm not listening.
Yeah, you don't got to listen.
Yeah, that's a collab project. But yeah, Streets Disciple. I never hear anyone talk about this album, and I really enjoyed Streets Disciple.
I think that's Mike from Dead and Hip, one of his favorites. I think he really liked that album. I'm not mistaken.
I know he likes the Untitled album, and that's
he do like that one, but I think
that's one of my favorites as well. Yeah. But Streets Disciple, I gotta say that Disc 1, no misses. Yeah. That Disc 2, that's when it gets really rocky because he does some. He has features on there, and I'm just like some of this production right here, Nas, and it's not varied in terms of subject matter itself.
I might have to go through that one. And you are talking about Untitled. That's not. I don't think that's one of Mike's favorite.
Listen, he talked about.
No. I'm talking about Streets Disciples.
Oh, Streets.
I thought that was it's Untitled.
But yeah, Streets Disciple because I was afraid to check it out because it was 2 discs. I'm like, oh god, I'm so scared. And Nas, he could be one of those rappers you get tired of listening to after a while. Yeah. And I was going back to back with Nas. I listened to that Lost Tapes 2. Definitely not as good as Lost Tapes 1.
Oh yeah, it was better.
But then again, Lost Tapes 1, that era, Nas was way more in his bag. Yeah. Lost Tapes 2, definitely felt like a lot of loosies. It's not a bad project, but just a lot of the songs on there are very forgettable.
A few songs on there I like. It's just not memorable.
Yeah, it's definitely not memorable. Then I revisited Nasir to see if it was as bad as it was. There's some tracks on there, but overall I think that this is wasted potential because I feel like more could have been done with this project, especially with the names.
It was
rushed. Nas, and it was. And my thing was Nas didn't bring it, and Kanye didn't either. There was some production where I'm like, all right, where are we going with this? But Nas didn't fit over it. Or sometimes the mixing would be off, like on the song Cop Shot the Kid with the sample from Slick Rick. Yeah. I was just like, I like it. I like the beat, but the Cop Shot the Kid. It was overpowering Nas's performance.
It was so crazy because that album, I think first listen, a lot of people was like, "Oh man, this album's dope," and I feel like, yeah, bro. I remember people liking that album, and like that first day, and I think people like, yeah, got that second listen in and was like, yeah, I think you know what I'm saying? Because like you hype for an album, you like, ooh, I want to like this, you know what I'm saying? You probably have
recency bias.
It's just how it is. It's like, and I want this to be great. That's how I felt.
I mean, it was two of the greatest
I wanted it to be great. Like I liked it the first listen, and I was like,
I would say this project, it's not bad. I didn't like it first listen. I did because I was just like, this feels like, And you know, I'm coming off of Entitled, Life is Good, and then Nasir back when it first came out. Me listening, being a fan of Nas. Nasir made me not want to listen to Nas anymore. That's what made me like, all right, I'm done with this. Yeah. Like I gave you another chance. I'm done with this. And obviously the Nas and Hit Boy run that they had made me back a Nas fan again, which is why I'm re-listening to a lot of this stuff. Mm-hmm. And Nasir isn't as bad as people made it to be back then in that era, but it's definitely a lot of wasted potential and things that could have been better if they would have took more time with it. But I also feel like because we're not in that era of Kanye having the soulful samples anymore, what I wanted will have never happened. Yeah. I feel like with Pusha T, I don't care for him being on the soulful samples because the gritty like raps that he raps, Daytona was perfect for him in that setting right there. This era of Kanye is not perfect for
So you think like 06, 07.
Around Hip Hop is Dead.
That Kanye and Nas.
Nas now could still flow over that stuff. Because what Nas does is, I don't want to say like this because I feel like this is a term that's overused on the internet. Nas is one of the most woke rappers on the mainstream level in terms of him talking about police brutality or racial injustices in America. He's one of those rappers, he's been rapping about that. But to see him a lot older, seeing a lot more things, and some of the production. And there was that song with him, The Dream, and Kanye. I forgot the name of it. It's like 7-something minutes. That was a really good song. I'm like, if we had more of those, maybe this would have been a better project. Because that song felt like the most thought out and heartfelt song on the album. Okay. But yeah, Nasir definitely is a forgettable, or at least I want to forget an album. Yeah. And then after that, I listened to Life is Good, the deluxe. Yeah. I listened to it when it first came out. Yeah. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't really big on Nas at the time because there was a whole bunch of new artists coming out around that time. So yeah, this album to me got swept under the rug. I re-listened to it. I'm like, it's cool. I like the concept, but he didn't hit the concept on the head like I wish he would have.
Yeah, I probably listened to the album like twice. I don't really like Life is Good, bro.
Yeah, Life is Good is definitely, I think the deluxe songs on there are a lot better than a lot of the other songs on there. I mean, there's some good songs on here, but I think he sacrifices some lyricism for more poppy like sounds and production. And I hate Nas and Swizz Beatz together. I gotta say that right now.
I don't like Swizz Beatz.
I don't either, but Nas and Swizz Beatz should never touch the mic in the same room ever again. Everything like on Lost Tapes 2, on Nasir, not Nasir, Life is Good. Nas, stop getting in the room with Swizz Beatz.
I think the only thing I like Swizz on is what's the joint with Schoolboy Q? On Blank Face.
Bro, I
don't
know the name.
Oh my god,
the only thing I can think
in my head, bro.
Beats on is the song with Cassidy. I got my drink in my 2-step, my drink. Dog, you don't like that song?
Nah, I like that song.
That song is hard. It did him.
What about? Just throw him on Throw It in the Bag on the remix. Wasn't he on there?
Oh.
Was he on the remix of that?
He probably was.
No. Remember he was on that Drake joint? What's that Drake joint? Fancy, huh? I don't think he was on Throw It in the Bag. I could be off on that one, bro.
He might be.
I think the remix is someone on a remix or something. I could be.
But yeah, I don't want to talk about Big Sean Sr. Him and Fabulous. Fabulous. I will tell you this. Last 2 albums I got to talk about. Well, last 3. No, last 4. Last 4 I got to talk about. 2, I listened to both Mobb Deep albums, The Infamous and Hell on Earth.
Heat.
Fire. Fuego.
It just, bro.
All 10 out of 10s. Bro, whatever you want to give those 2 albums.
Just make you want to go.
I just want to murder somebody.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
In GTA.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, like in GTA. Allegedly, baby. Yeah, allegedly. But no, it makes you just...
It made me want to...
Bro, it like
I'm that guy.
It make you feel grimy, bro. And then some of the skits that they have, it's like, P, chill, bro. Yeah. You got me in that mode. I ain't even like that.
He was hyping me up. I'm like, bro, I'm about to get out right now.
I'm like, dang. Like, man, all you niggas, you know what I'm saying? I ain't be talking. I be like, dang, bro. P talk that talk, bro.
Hey, R.I.P. the Prodigy.
Bro, for real, bro. Like, hey.
I didn't really know how hard it was with them being on most of the production for most of these projects as well.
Havoc was...
And what they were setting for in those albums, also the features as well. Because since they was pretty good rappers, they got some pretty good features as well. Yes, Raekwon, Nas. You know I like me some Nas. Bro. So yeah, those.
Bro, I gotta play those this weekend, bro. Yeah, it's been a minute.
I played them back to back.
For real.
But I've always heard that, The Alchemist is heavily, connected with Mobb Deep. And I'm like, where's The Alchemist on these?
No, it's like later on.
But these are their legendary albums. Yeah. So I was like, I'm like,
because really him and P was like really tight.
Don't they have a project together called Albert Einstein or something like that?
Bro. I was playing some of that not too long ago.
Is it heat?
I remember when that joint dropped on Hot New Hip Hop and Dat Piff, all that. Come on, man. I remember that, man.
And I listened to 2 legendary projects that you'll probably be proud of me for. Because I hate the 80s. It Takes a Nation by Public Enemy.
Classic.
And I was like, all right, I think this is the only 80s album I like.
Hey,
this is the only one I like.
Crazy on that, boy.
No, and then Chuck D.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, this is my guy. And then Flavor Flav being more so the hype man.
Yeah,
he has like his one song here and there. But I was like, Chuck, I'm like, okay.
But Chuck D be going, bro.
Yeah, he be going, bro. Also, I'm just like, to me, I don't know why when it comes to 80s hip hop, it's like that production style. I just have it so synonymous with rebellion.
But they was like, when it came to them, what's the name of the group? I mean, his production, Bomb Squad. Like they brought the bass, bro. They was different. It was hard. Even though, like even Cube, when he got production from them, bro. That's when bro. Public Enemy, bro, legends, bro. I swear. I remember one day I was in the car with my girl, like we was heading to Hempstead, bro. I was playing that I got a letter from the government. Like, bro, he was like, bro, come on, man.
That probably has to be one of my favorite lines in hip hop. And I didn't know it came from them. I thought it came from UGK.
Man,
but then I watched an interview of that, and they said he got it from Public Enemy.
Yes, bro.
I'm like, that's such a hard line.
That line is hard, bro. That's a freaking what's call it song, bro? That's a prison riot song, bro. Like, they tried to perform that in a prison before, bro. They was gonna, but they bet like they wasn't. They were like, nah, they have a uprising song, but prison outbreak. Like they was like, it was crazy.
I like Public Enemy, and now this kind of makes me sad that Flavor Flav did the Flavor of Love.
What do you mean, Flavor of Love classic? Man, I watched all season. All season.
It makes me sad. I'm like, look at that. He was doing all this.
We got Hoops, Delicious,
New York.
Oh,
she was on season 2.
She was on season 2 because
she was on season 1, but then she came back.
On season 3,
and then
she came back season 2. White girl spit on her season 1, right?
Yeah, I think so. And then she fell back in love with Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look at Delicious, bro. No, Hoops was in 1, right? Yeah, because he won.
The only one I really remember is New York because she came from there.
So this what happened. 1 was Hoops, and the Delicious came in season 2. New York was in 1 and 2.
Yeah, but remember? New York kicked off, but she came back into one of the judges or whatever.
No, he had her in that joint. Remember, like she ended up coming back into the house.
The second season?
She ended up coming back in the house.
Oh, I thought she was a judge.
Nah, she came back in the house. She was a judge. And then he brought her back. And then he didn't pick her at the end with her Delicious. And that's when they was raining on her and she was just cussing him out and everything, bro. Tiffany.
Oh, man.
Bro, I used to love that. Hey,
I watched the episode of The Love for New York.
Bro, I used to watch this stuff in middle school, bro. I remember every Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, bro. Come back to school, bro. Talking about I Love New York when that show came out. Girls just call me Tango. Because I wore do-rags. All right, Larry.
Last album I got to talk about, even though I did listen to Isaiah Rashad, The Burning House, I thought that was a pretty good project as well.
Dope.
Last album, and B, you going to probably flip when I tell you this one. And you probably saw it on Instagram.
What, bro?
Ghostface Killah, Supreme Clientele.
Oh, yeah,
My first time listening to it.
Banger! Hey.
Banger!
Shorty got shot in the face. The house was overcrowded. Bro, come on, bro. Nutmeg, the intro track.
Everything. What do you mean?
No, but I'm just saying, Nutmeg, how it set it off is insane.
Yeah. I don't like RZA like that on there, though. I'm like, RZA, I could do without you.
Man, I love that album. I'm so mad that I didn't buy that album on vinyl. Like,
it's not in stock no more?
Bro, you can't get that album, bro. It's so high now, bro. Well, last time I checked, because I remember when it used to be like $40 you can get it, but...
Nobody loves me.
Nutmeg is my favorite song on the album, though. Because it's just how it starts the album off, bro. I can never just pick a song. I go right to Nutmeg, bro, and just play it.
That album is amazing. It's really 10 out of 10. I love it.
I can't believe you just heard it.
Because remember back,
you need to go down his discography, bro. Because that's a discography that's, I don't know if it's slept on, but it's fire.
So back then, I was afraid of New York hip hop. Yeah. Back in my teenage years, because I'm just like,
I'm like, okay, bro. Why you think everything sound like that, bro?
Because you gotta think about what New York hip hop really came up off of.
But B, if it wasn't for Rakim, come on,
I said
bro.
Back then, not now.
But if you think about Ghostface, he was earlier. I mean, later.
Yeah,
in the 90s.
I didn't.
Why would he sound like
album like that back then, though?
Have you went back?
Yeah. I went back last year. God. I revisited some stuff last year. I revisited ODB, not Method Man,
Brooklyn Zoo.
Redman's not part of them. Jizza, because I think Liquid Swords is amazing. I love that album. Yeah, that album is amazing. I think that might see that was gonna be my favorite Wu-Tang album, but now Supreme Clientele is like right there. I'm just like, the Wu-Tang, they really had it back then. Bro. Oh, I also listened to Only Built for Cuban Links last year too.
Oh yeah, fire. Have you listened to Fiasco?
No.
Hey,
Check it out.
Oh yeah.
I need to also listen
because he got like some Doom production on there. If I'm not mistaken, Dilla production.
Oh yeah, I need that.
Yeah, Fiasco.
Yeah, but him and Doom, I wish I could have seen them on more projects together.
Yeah.
Like, because some of the stuff I've heard them on, him and Raekwon and Doom.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like those are the two Wu-Tang members I was closest to Doom.
Yeah.
I wish I could have like had some more stuff with them. But I also like back then when they would have the Only Built for Cuban Links featuring Ghostface Killer or Iron Man featuring Raekwon the Chef. I'm like, dang, I gotta wish like we had more stuff like that nowadays in hip hop.
Hey man, you gotta go look like Bulletproof Wallet. You gotta scout, bro. You gotta.
There's a lot of stuff I'm checking out though.
But if you go back to the Wu-Tang, it's so much music you haven't heard. It's insane.
But there's also a good amount that I have heard that I just don't remember.
Yeah, it's some stuff also that I want to recommend you, but I'm like, he ain't gonna like that. Like Beat Knots and all that. It's like some stuff I'm like, man, should I give him the heat? But I don't even know if he appreciate it. That's what I be thinking, bro.
It gotta knock. If it don't knock at all, I'm gonna
have to go through my 90s list and see. Because there's some stuff in the playlist that you should check out. Just press play, bro.
Oh, I did. Yeah, the playlist was good. The playlist was fire.
I'm telling you, bro. Some stuff
especially when you put it on shuffle, you don't know what's
gonna happen, bro.
It's my song, your song.
Right.
And then when I don't hear it, I'm like, okay.
Hey, when I know, I'm like, oh, this me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, this me right here. But if I hear like something more modern, I'm like, yeah, when did he put this in here? You know what I'm saying? I'll be looking like, when did he put this in here?
But that's basically all I have to say for the stuff that I've been listening to this past weekend. Hey, what have you been listening to? If you do have anything to share.
Well, man, I'll just share really one album. Mm-hmm. Well, two albums. Mm-hmm. I've been listening to Obi-Wan. He put out a new album. It's called Apocalypse.
Is this a lyrical spiritual guy?
Not really. So with Obi-Wan, he kind of gives you, if you listen to Mac Hami, he kind of gives that reflection. He's not as lyrical, but the production from his producer, I really love the production. I love the way how he sounds on the beats. He's saying some stuff sometimes it's like, what are you saying? It's just random raps, to be honest with you.
Oh, so it's yap rap.
It's pretty much, it's not yap rap, bro. He's not just yapping, he's chatting, you know what I'm saying? But Dylan the Infamous is his producer. I don't know, if you want to check it out, if you want some like dope little flows, some rhymes, some guy that sound real smooth over some beats, check it out. Obi-Wan. And then other album, non-hip-hop album, it's The Last Dinner Party.
What genre is that?
It's like indie rock. And it's an all-girl band from London. And like, bro, this album makes
Hold up. They black?
No, bro, they white.
You see this guy's beats and culture. He talking about different culture right now.
Hey, bro, that's the part. It's music culture, bro. This guy right here, racist.
I just don't like Eminem.
Oh my
and
God.
Jack Harlow and Machine Gun Kelly.
Jack Harlow, who's that?
No, Jack Harlow.
Oh, I thought you said Jack Harlow. I'm like, who's that? Jack Harlow, bro.
Hey, look, I just don't like those three.
No,
I'm not saying that Eminem don't got skill. Yeah. It's just I don't like it.
We're gonna have a discussion about Eminem one day. We will. We have to. I gotta hit them takes.
Sadly.
But anyways, The Last Dinner Party, really good album. I think they're like, I haven't really did much research on them. I was recommended this album by a homie in the Discord, and bro, fire. I would not recommend you to listen to this.
Thank you.
But anyways, it sounds like a fever dream, but in like a 60s, like it gives me a Eyes Wide Shut type of vibe to it, bro.
Who's that? Eyes Wide Shut.
You don't know the movie with my boy? Bro, I'm blanking. I don't know. The camera get in my face sometimes. I forget.
You lose brain cells.
I lose it, bro.
When the mics come on,
you know me. I know my directors, and I can't think of them right now, bro.
Is it an indie movie?
Nah, not really.
Oh, it's a regular movie.
Tom Cruise in it, and Nicole Kidman. How I remember those names, but can't remember. Stanley Kubrick.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay, from
there we go. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I think it's one of his last films, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Wait, I've heard of the movie then. I've heard of it because I looked at Stanley Kubrick's filmography or directorial filmography or whatever, and I think that was one of the movies that came up, but I just never chose to watch it.
Yeah.
Is that all you listen to?
I listen to more stuff, but nah. I can't really, because it's mostly stuff I listened to before. Like,
so then it's really my first experience with that stuff. Okay, understandable.
That's all I got, bro.
But yeah, that's what we listened to this past week / weekend. I mean, there was a new Cochise single. It was like 1 minute and 50 seconds. Cochise, what are you doing, dog?
Hey, bro.
What are you doing?
See, my guy here, he has to go down a dark path. I don't know wwhy he does this to himself. But I really appreciate that he's going back and listening to that great music. That's why this segment might be most of your music. Because I'll be wanting to hear your experience with these albums. That's why I really like to hear it. Like, so with my stuff, I just want to I just play like some new stuff that probably nobody never heard. That type of stuff. But you
gonna put them on.
Yeah.
Me, I'm just giving my experience of my first impressions on.
You're like that one guy that's on like on Twitter, bro. He's like, oh, it's first time listening to this, and then I'm like, how old are you, bro? We Love Rap or something like that. It's not We Love Rap. It's
I forgot.
I can't think of his name.
But I know.
Shout out to you,
who
bro.
you're talking about.
But he listened to Stankonia for the first time and all these other. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
I can understand that if they're young. So
that's what I'm saying. I wanted to ask him how.
Like if they're our age and they talking about who's Outkast. Come on, dog.
He listened to like Goblin for the first time. I'm like, who is this kid? I'm gonna have to. Hey, I'm gonna message you, bro. Like, how old are you?
But since we are on this topic, and I was gonna say this for later in the podcast, it's the 35th anniversary of De La Soul's 3 Feet High and Rising. What are my thoughts and opinions? Because you've listened to this plenty. Yeah. I listened to this when I was younger.
Yeah.
Didn't like it. I listened to this recently. And De La Soul is a very impactful, very influential group of artists.
Very.
Especially within the rap genre. And I gotta say, I did not like this project. I did not like 3 Feet High and Rising. I thought that it was so bad to me. To me. It's not a bad album, but I thought it was so bad to my ears because last year he recommended to me Stakes is High, and I love that album. And I was like, man, this album is just so... I'm like, did I like Stakes is High? Was I just having a good day that day? I had to go back to Stakes is High, and I'm like, no, I like Stakes is High. Let me go back to this album, let me listen to this again. And I'm like, no, I just don't like this album. I think it's mostly because of Prince Paul's production. I looked at the actual lyrics, and I was like, all right, these lyrics themselves are jamming itself, and I'm cool with it. I just don't like the flow. I don't like the beats. I feel like it was too happy. I get it though. I get it for the time. And I get because of everything that was happening back then in terms of like how hip hop sounded. It was definitely different for the time, and it definitely impacted groups like A Tribe Called Quest and I'm trying to think of other groups. The whole Native Tongue Squad, Jungle Brothers and all that.
Yeah.
I get their impact when it comes to that. I get their influence when it comes to that. Never gonna take that away. And this was a very influential project.
Very, 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 very.
I did not like the way this sounds.
Oof.
I do not. None of this bumps. None of this jams. This is music that you literally listen to when you're doing something else inside the house.
You don't like I Know?
I like that song. Was that Me, Myself, and I?
No, that's Me, Myself, and I.
Oh, I like that song too.
I Know is I can't even, bro. You got my mind boggling.
I like the what is it? Potholes in my yard, in my lawn, or whatever. I like that too.
Yeah.
But besides that, I couldn't tell the voices apart. The production, awful.
That's I Know, guys.
Welcome to my world. See, to me, all the songs sounded so similar because of the production. It sounded very samey. But like I said, I get it for back then. But for me, listening to music now, it sounded very samey. Stakes is High is definitely my favorite project from them, obviously, because it's out of the 2 projects I listened to from them.
Yeah. You got to do some diving, bro.
I was going to this weekend.
And you got to. I know you're kind of giving it like some leeway, but you got to understand.
No, but I keep saying it's bad for me.
Yeah, I know.
Because to me,
because you're
modern day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because it's 89.
Yeah,
it's a whole different sound from anything from hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
So that's why I say I get the impact and influence.
Yeah.
I don't knock it for that. For me, in terms of listening experience, in terms of like right now listening experience, I do not like it.
And you gotta go deep dive into more Prince Paul too, because you're gonna find appreciation in that boy right there. Prince Paul is that guy, bro. I'm telling you.
I heard he did like their first 3 albums or something like that.
And then
once they got those Stakes is High, get them out of here. And guess what? I like Stakes is High.
Oh my God, this guy right here.
I feel like Stakes is High is like the reason we got a minstrel show, the album.
Nah, the reason we got that is Slum Village, boy.
I feel like Stakes is High kind of.
Because you gotta go to the listening. You gotta listen to the listening. That's all Slum Village, bro. Even Fonte himself said, bro, we played fantastic, bro. We wanted to make this.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like without Stakes is High, something like Minstrel Show wouldn't have been. I don't want to say conceptually created, but it wouldn't be.
Stakes is High is an important album. It's like it's my favorite De La album. It's like pretty much everybody's favorite De La album.
Is it? Because I was looking online and I was looking at some reviews because I wanted to say, I'm like, okay, I really like this. And maybe a whole bunch of people just don't. I'm like, because I never heard anyone ever talk about this album or mention it. I only heard their first album mentioned or talked about. Because it's De La.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, I went to Stakes is High and it was like, oh yeah, people slammed this back then. Because they felt like it was too preachy and it was going against
but I'm talking about now it's like
that.
a really...
So it's one of those things that back then it was slammed, but nowadays it's way more appreciated because of what it is.
It's kind of like with Mr. Show. People didn't slam it. It just wasn't like... It was confusing.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's like Minstrel Show.
Because like, think about... Because like I know what you're saying with that correlation to that, but like thinking about like Fonte said it in performing in blackface tonight, Joe Scudder, like it's insane to me, bro. That's insane, bro.
Hey, Joe Scudder went out there.
Hey, Joe. Hey, bro.
You think he had a little ebony back there in that back room?
You know he on one song he had a bro. I forgot that one.
Calling you out there. I gotta go.
Joe hilarious. Joe Scudder funny, bro.
But I like Stakes is High. I thought you recommended me Stakes is High because of Mental Joe. So yeah. The correlation is kind of there. I'm not saying without it would never be there.
No, I'm just saying I was just saying how we got like Little Brother, even though De La Soul is like
not Little Brother.
De La Soul is but I'm saying De La Soul period is the reason why we got all that.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's why when it comes to influence and impact, I think they're one of the more influential in terms of like backpack rap and all that type of stuff.
He said backpack.
Well, back then that's what it was called in the early 2000s.
You're disrespectful, bro.
Is that what it was back then? They had to wear their backpacks, right? Fonte said, "I hate that term. I'm relatable." Rap. Yeah, you're still backpack.
Who said that?
Fonte. He was like, everybody was labeling us backpack rap. He was like, we're just relatable.
I told you, bro. Nah, bro. They not backpackers, though. They not backpackers. To me, like, the Def Jux are like backpackers. Like, LP people, like all of them, like Cam 2.
Are you talking about the super
That's, to me, that's backpack.
I feel like because of the era we was in back then, it was either you was a gangster rapper or you was backpack.
Like, MF Doom, backpack.
But
like, all of them
back then, it was either you was a gangster rapper, there was the 50 Cents, Snoop Dogg's and all them, but then you got the Mos Defs and Talib Kweli's. Yeah, you got gangster or backpack. Before Kanye, there wasn't no more like middle area.
I know what you're saying, but I'm like, when I think of backpack, I don't think of like the freaking soulful raps like Talib Kweli and like Mos Def Black. I don't think of them. I put them in that like woke rap or something. I don't know.
To me, that's backpack rap. That's part of the backpack rap back then.
Bro. Backpack rap is like lyrical, individual type stuff, bro. And on like crazy beats.
So you told me there was 3 sectors of hip hop back
then? Bro,
I
feel like it's always been multiple sectors of hip hop.
No. I'm talking about in terms of like for the casual listener. Like they were like, oh, this is that, you know.
I don't think the casual listener knew what backpack was. Cause a lot of them people, like, they'll know probably like Talib Kweli, like Black Most, but they wouldn't know who freaking Def Jux was from the casual hip hop. They wouldn't know none of that stuff. That was like real. Those are people that was like, you listen to Jay-Z. Those are people that look. They was like elitists, bro. They look down on.
I don't think that the people on Rockets like Talib and Mos Def were backpack back then.
I'm not saying they wasn't. But I'm like,
I'm not saying that they're like it was literally
because Rockets is like that. Rockets is like one of those labels, bro. They had backpackers. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like I'm saying, but
I know what you're saying, bro. If you want to just put them to, Talib is more. He'll be more towards the backpacker than he is a mainstream artist.
Than the gangster rap back then.
Yeah, I got
because
you.
During the bling era, usually you're talking about your diamonds, your cars, your jewelry, your clothes, or you was talking about the super lyrical stuff. There was no one that was like a Kanye before Kanye that was really being able to hit the mainstream level. Besides maybe Mos Def, with the one single. But I'm talking about he was a consistent.
I think my mind, like you actually putting it in the back and putting my mind in them, it'd be those 2 sectors. Yeah, but I'm thinking about how I am now and just thinking about listening to that stuff. It was different.
Yeah, there was a clear divide between someone like an LP and a Mos Def and Kweli. I get what you're saying, but back then, you was either backpack or you was gangster rap mainstream.
Yeah, but them guys would never collab. That's what I'm saying. Like, they wasn't collabing.
See, I get what you mean. I just feel like there was a clear cut divide right there. You was either lyrical or you was with the gangster rap.
But like, what you mean by lyrical? Because like, would Wu-Tang be gangster rap? Because they was lyrical guys.
To me, I think they toed the line.
And they was mainstream. They appealed to the backpackers.
But you know that there was an exception though. They toed the line. They toed the line of they could have been considered this or that. They were basically both.
So what about Nas? Even though I know some people didn't like
Nas was mainstream level because of his lyricism, and I feel like what he did with the Illmatic in terms of telling his perspective and other people's stories, but it also like had that mainstream appeal to it.
Yeah.
Versus someone like maybe like an MF Doom or LP back then. Like to me, Nas was more towards the mainstream rap because he had more influences of gangster-like themes in his raps. But from him talking about what was happening in his neighborhood and things like that. But he was still on a conscious level, though.
But I'm saying in the mainstream, we had, like, lyrical rappers that had, like, hits. Like...
Back in what era? The 90s?
Yeah, 90s.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. But 2000s, no.
Oh, no, that's when it was different.
2000s, it was a bling era.
Yeah.
That's why I mean, like, 2000s...
And, like, in the 2000s, like, that's when Backpack, like, when it came to Underground was, like... That's when the rise of Underground was like crazy. Like Def Jux, a little bit of Rockets, Stone Throw Records, all of them, bro. Like, it was on. So yeah, and then also like the mainstream rap was kind of like, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, but also we was all jamming that.
But it was all on the radio.
Yeah, but it was fire still. You telling me that Get Rich or Die Trying back then was a fire though?
Oh, to me when I was a kid?
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about now.
Oh, now it's like
Nelly back then, Ludacris back then. Oh, hard.
I didn't like them though. I didn't like Luda or Nelly back then. Come on, man. Especially no Nelly. Nelly, no,
we gonna touch upon Nelly and his statements later that he made on the early 2000s.
Freaking Nelly.
But yeah, full circling back, De La Soul, very impactful, influential album, 35th anniversary. Mm-hmm. I don't want to make it seem like it's a bad album. I feel like a lot of kids potentially, if you don't get the influence or the impact of what it has from back then, and you don't put yourself in the mindset of back then, it's not going to be good to you. Which is understandable because it came out in '89.
Right.
I'm not faulting it for its age. I'm just saying right now, it's not one of those albums to me that hold up.
Right.
Without everything surrounding it and what it
to
has
you,
done.
to you.
Yeah, to me.
To him.
Yeah, because I know
it holds up to me. I still like it.
Nah. Stakes as high as that ish.
Yeah, Stakes as High is a superior album.
Yeah, but
and it was better rapping, the production. Come on, bro. 1996.
94. No. Yeah,
96?
96? I think 96. Yeah,
I'm good with my years.
Yeah. Boy, you just Googled it. I see it on your phone right now.
When I Googled it.
Guys, don't believe him. If you're an audio listener, you can't even see it, so you just gotta believe it.
I didn't Google it, bro. Hold up, I don't want to show y'all no.
But, yeah. Coming from that topic, let's go ahead and talk about some hip-hop news. First thing we have up on the list is 4Bats, an industry plant. 4Bats is a newer artist that has come out, popped out on the scene. I think TikTok has really made him popular in terms of like getting his sound out there. Yep. I heard he got really popular like last year in December, but you know he has that one song, I think it's Date at 8 or something like that, or Night at 8.
The Date at 8.
Yeah, and recently Drake hopped on the remix of that. He only has 3 songs on Spotify, and I believe he has over
10 million monthly listeners.
Yeah, on Spotify. And a lot of people are buzzing now within, hip-hop spaces or music spaces on Twitter, asking if he's an industry plant. B. Do you think he's an industry plant?
Nah. I don't, because I remember I had to be in the middle at a little... I don't know. It wasn't December of 2023. It was way before. Well, I actually saw him. And I was like, because I'm like, oh, this dude's a Brent Fayez clone. He just got a little voice. And I'm thinking he's from Atlanta because I think he shot that music video in Atlanta or whatever. So fast forward, a coworker of mine, he was just like, yo, you hear 4Bats? And this is an older guy. He like, I wouldn't say older. He's 34, whatever, right? And I was like, 4Bats? I'm like, yeah, he's from Atlanta, right? He's like, no, he's from Dallas. I was like, he's from Dallas? Bro, he shot that video. He shot that video in the back, like where I live, bro. Like, on the other side of my grandma's house.
Oh, I thought you meant...
Yeah, not right there, but on the other end. And I was like, what? And I'm looking at the video, Lancaster Tigers. I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, this is crazy. And I don't think he's an industry player. I think it's just great marketing. He actually took an approach that I wanted to take on the pod. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, dang. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Yeah, but really good marketing. He got you with the voice. Production's cool. I don't know if that's his real singing. I don't think he could probably sing. What you think? You think he probably can sing, or you think this is the...
I think because of how great technology is now, that the technology will help carry his voice.
But I don't think it's playing. I
don't think he actually sounds like that.
I don't think he does either.
Because it sounds way too clean.
Yeah,
it sounds way too clean and perfect. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's just something to a voice where it doesn't sound humanly possible.
Yeah.
That's all I could really say. I don't want to try and disrespect him and say he can't sing, but it just, how high-pitched his voice is, how clean it is with nothing going on around it in terms of, like, because his breath control is also good too, if you want to go in that aspect. It just sounds way too perfect.
And I think the marketing is perfect. And I really think that the way he did the album, it was like a TikTok. I mean, not the album, my bad. He did the song. All 3 of his songs, well, the first 2 especially, he has the regular, like, BPM or whatever in the first verse. And then the second verse, he slows it down. Same verse, everything. And I think that's like, and it's 2-minute songs?
Yeah.
So that's perfect for like sharp term, like it's just perfect when it comes to this era, for this time. Like he's a single artist. So I really think it's just perfect marketing. I don't think it has to do with anything with industry plan. I'm like, who gonna grab a kid from like Dallas and like, not to crap on Dallas, it's talent here, but it's like, come on, bro.
What did they have to gain from that?
Like, that's what I'm saying. I just think whoever is a part of his team, if it was his idea, friend's idea, The marketing was really good with it. And then I think is what's so dope is he's not feeding everybody with all these songs. He still only have 3 songs. And it's been over, like 8-9 months he's kind of been in people's faces. And he's just put out 3 songs and he's just running it up. And people now were wondering, is he an industry plant? I don't know, bro. I just think some good marketing, bro.
I guess my thing is, because I was trying to see if he had other projects out, because I'm like, a Drake collab this early? I know Drake usually hops on people's stuff, like, way early on in their careers. And so, I was like, maybe he has
Drake be late,
projects.
though.
He does, but he still kind of grabs it, makes them even bigger than what they was. But, he recently signed that deal with Drake for an EP release, I believe. I'm not sure it's a whole label.
I think it's just like one EP release or whatever.
I'm just hoping that he doesn't sign with Drake because I don't want him to get in the sweatshop.
I don't want him to get in the factory, bro.
Roy's gone. Party is trying to make a return with P&D, 4 or 5?
Bro.
I feel like Party's
OVO
gone.
is where artists go to die. I'm like, Majid Jordan, I love them, bro. Mm-hmm. Why are they not big? They are amazing.
What about Division? They under them
Division, yeah. They should, bro. Like, Division, freaking
I love
Roy
McCona
Woods. I love some Roy Woods. Love McCona. Playboy, bro. Playboy. Come on. I said Playboy. Party. My bad.
Party Next Door.
Party Next Door. Come on, bro. Like, come on, man. You're supposed to be way better than what you are, bro.
People said that Party Next Door should have been where Weeknd is right now. I see that on Twitter.
I do not agree with that.
I do not agree.
I just think if he probably wouldn't have took the OVO deal, he probably could be bigger. Because I feel like, when you said Kanye, what Kanye do to Sci, that's what Drake does to Party.
Oh, yeah.
He sucks him dry.
Whoa. Pause.
I'm just saying, bro.
But I also feel like Party kind of led the reins within, like, an artist like Brent Faiyaz can exist in today's modern age. Yeah. Or at least with the music that he's making similar to.
And then Party got some good writing credits as well. And what's so dope about Party is, like, I don't know if he wanted this type of, because he's still a mysterious guy to me. Like, I don't remember him doing much interviews. I feel like
he's doing stuff now.
Yeah, but I feel like Party could be at Brent, like what Brent is. I feel like face wise, like I feel like Brent is at a spot that Party didn't get.
I feel like Party was supposed to be there, but I think Brent to me has more
of an appeal,
mainstreamish appeal. Because I feel like with Party's, especially his further albums since Party Next Door 2 and up, I feel like because of his more, I don't want to say darker, but because of the tones of his songs, I feel like they wouldn't fit radio.
Radio songs.
A good amount of them wouldn't.
But I feel like
I think because of TikTok now, it worked better because he got re-popular again with Her Way on TikTok because it was making a dance.
And then you got to understand, like, some of the songs he wrote, like, they're radio hits.
Yeah. Oh, no. His pen game is
that's why I think.
But it's his music itself.
I know, because he does that darker tone, like, you can do the West District, West Side District.
Yeah, West District.
Like West District. Like that song, I love that song, but you can never like hear that on the radio.
I think Party Next Door 1 is his most accessible mainstream appeal.
And one thing about Party, I don't know. Even though I love the Colors, what was that? 2?
Colors EP?
The second one with the black and gold.
I think it was Colors 2.
I love that EP, but I just hated the little thug thing he was doing. Remember that when he started?
He was trying to rap like Thug.
Yeah, when he started.
Oh
man, and he did it on Pete with Party Next Door 3, right? Mobile. He was doing it on that a little bit.
Was it Mobile or it was the 7 Days album?
He was doing it whenever it was.
Yeah, and I
don't like it.
I was like, yeah, stop.
Come on, I thought he had a Young Thug feature, bro. I was like, bro, get a Thug on here?
I think he had Thug on that album.
I'm talking about that. Now on the EP, no, bro, that was him. He
had a feature on there somewhere. I forgot who it was.
I don't know. I think it was just him, bro.
But yeah, I was like that. I was like, Thug is influential. Some of that stuff worked for other artists back then, but I don't want you to recreate what Thug was doing.
So overall, what do you think he's a four-best industry plan or what? But
I think it's so hard to say industry plant nowadays because it's like that video of him singing in the hood on the mic, that's blown up. Like that's way too hard to like dictate whether he's an industry plant or not. Drake, he's the vulture that swoops in and takes somebody basically. It all is according to plan for Drake when it comes to him getting a younger artist in their younger heyday in terms of them actually making a career. But I just think because of TikTok and the way that TikTok can help with marketing like it has with the podcast or just how it has with a lot of artists in general, it puts a lot more eyes on a lot more people that wouldn't have got that recognition before, especially with radio dying now.
So what do you think about dang girl, I just lost my thought. Let me see if I can grab it back real quick. If you have something to say, I had a good question, bro.
But I think with Forbats, because of how TikTok is and him not being signed to Universal because Universal did take a lot of music off of TikTok, so people can't really make sounds to it. The fact that he could go on there, promote his own thing, not really have a marketing budget behind him besides maybe boost the actual video itself. Once it starts hitting a whole bunch of views or For You pages, once a whole bunch of people start commenting, interacting with it, you're good on TikTok because that sometimes translates to music because if something's catchy enough, people will go to the Spotify version. I'm not saying that they'll be long-lasting listeners, but the conversion is going to be there no matter what.
Okay, if you think, I think I got it. Do you think if we find out that he has some type of connection to the industry, what you think? Because that also can be a big part. Because that's usually where industry plans come from. They either have like somebody they know. That's
so someone said that he does have a connection in the industry. Someone that he knows or his manager worked for somewhere else in the industry. Worked as a talent lead or something like that. I'm butchering it a lot, but someone was basically saying.
But if they get that, that's where that marketing comes from. Because I didn't really do much research about who is part of his team. So I'm not saying this makes you an industry plan. Yeah, I'm not saying you're an industry plan, but usually when you find someone that has some type of connection in the industry, sometimes that kind of lead back to some, you know what I mean? It's like it's like you left a little ink there in your pen, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, bro.
I will say
I'm just saying, bro.
I thought you was going to go a different direction.
Like what?
If people will still listen to him if they found out he's an industry player.
Nah, I think that would not affect, bro. And when I go to work at night, it's dark. Sometimes I play that song. It feels good. It kind of reminds me, put me in that vibe of like jamming to like a Drake song or something like East. What it's called? What's the Six East? Just East. Days in the East. Like it give me those type of vibes. Not the song, but just
I know what
being
you mean.
at night. You know what I'm saying?
In terms of like vibe, mood.
Right, like the mood. But I don't know. I don't think, to be honest, for Bats, I hope you have a wonderful career, but I don't see longevity in what you're doing.
Why, you think it's gimmicky?
I think so. I don't think
because of the voice.
Yes, and also the only thing that really got us is like this kid comes up. You think it's like he finna trap like a trap rabbit. I think that marketing of like then that voice comes.
It was very misleading. Like, the voice itself.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah, okay. So I see where you're going at. Yeah. Then perfect marketing on that aspect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think the thing is because he did make a statement saying like, you know, I'm trying to be a different person in R&B, you know, because a whole bunch of people are doing this toxic stuff. I'm trying to be the non-toxic person. Yeah. Do you think non-toxic R&B, male-led, could dominate on the mainstream level?
It has.
Now, I mean, not before. I mean now.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a whole bunch of people love Brent Faiyaz, but the one meme going around him on the internet, oh, he's toxic. You know, Brent is toxic. Yeah,
but, like, I don't listen to the radio much. It's Brent.
It's not even radio. It's really just going by streams.
But if you're going to streaming, bro, like, we got Lucky Day.
I'm talking about we got mainstream level B. Like a...
But who's mainstream besides, like, Usher and, like... I don't know Trey Songz around.
Lesser level, but not on that tier in terms of like talent.
But like what R&B artists we have out that's personally male dominant, like male that's on the radio like that besides like a Chris Brown or a freaking Usher. So think of them, bro.
R&B is dead?
Hey, I feel like R&B has a place on the internet, bro.
Okay.
Like, cause I still go and I can listen to freaking I can listen to Lucky Day. You know what I'm saying? I don't really listen to Brent Faiyaz like that, but it's a lot of clones from Brent. I'd be like, dang, bro, who's this guy? But a guy I like to listen to, I don't know if you ever heard of him, his name Dejan. He's dope.
How you spell it?
D-I-J.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. He's dope. And it's a lot of people out there. Like, you even got it's Kyle Dixon. Like, he's a really good R&B singer. So you got people out there, but the R&B space is not like at a mainstream level. Like, we got like successful story for like Victoria Monet. I love her, bro. I've been listening to her for years. But it's mostly like women. You know, you got SZA, so she's like a pop star now. Amazing.
Which is crazy.
Oh man,
it's crazy to even think that SZA is a pop star. It's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's crazy because I didn't expect it.
I know. But like males, like you saying, like bro, like Usher's like gatekeeper. Like Justin Bieber does R&B, but like.
He's not really an R&B
but he's Justin Bieber. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because but I know he's a pop star, but he be making kind of like traditional R&B. Like I know you listen to that Love album, that Diddy album, that drink.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, that drink got some joints.
I heard it.
Yo, Diddy. I don't know. It's like always find our way to Diddy, but Diddy, bro, that album you put out before you got caught up in that, you know, that swamp, you know what I'm saying? That album was fire, bro. For real.
I gotta check it out because, you know, I was a bit hesitant on it because I'm just like
Bieber got a song on there. Jeremiah got a heater on there, bro.
He said Bieber a few years ago.
What?
He said, hey, man, how come you don't call me no more?
Yeah, bro.
You don't talk to me? We don't hang out? Hey, people brought that up on Twitter. I was like, hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Right now.
Hey, man. I don't know. We might have to have a discussion about R&B because I like when this camera get in your face. You know,
you start forgetting a whole bunch of stuff.
Bro, so it's a lot of artists I play, and I wish I could shout you out right now, but my mind is blanking.
Yeah, it's all right though because we'll have a discussion on hip hop dying,
and we should make an R&B. We should make an R&B playlist, B. We can roll back in those back when we used to do those mixes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm digging that. Hey, make sure you check out the playlist. Link will be in the description down below, or if you're on Spotify, it'll be on the recommended section of this playlist.
Check it out, man.
Okay, but next topic in the news, Kanye West was having a discussion with someone online, and he was basically saying that James Blake was telling him like, yo, we could really make way more money off of selling our music direct to consumer rather than going through a middle party or through DSPs by streaming it. So Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign are now thinking about selling Vultures 2 for $20 on Yeezy.com instead of putting it on streaming.
For 1 month, right?
That's been the thing because it was at first $20 on $20 on the website. Then after some more talking and clarification, he was thinking, okay, 1 month, $20 on my site. After that, it goes to streaming.
Yeah, I saw him.
It's still up in the air because he hasn't released it yet. He hasn't really talked to anybody about it.
I saw him talk about his followers on Twitter and like on Instagram, and then like how many can buy this and this. Oh, that's like 1 million. But I think he simplified it too much because you gotta understand, like, you got followers that just follow you for like what's crazy Kanye gonna say. You got a lot of people that don't want to even buy physical digital media at all. And it's like, you think about, bro, once that album go, you buy it, you put it on the share link or something. My bad. I don't like, excuse my French. You can blurt that out. But anyways, you could put it like on share link, even though I know share link ain't a thing. But you can like freaking leak it. And then boom, what those sales at? Because most people are like, bro, I just want to stream this album. I pay $10 a month on Spotify, blase, boom, boom, boom. But like you said, we buy physical. You'll buy it. I won't buy it. I'm not buying it.
I'll share the zip file.
Yeah, you can sell a Zippy. You can sell a Zippy. Remember Zippy share?
Zippy but like, share, media file, man. We came from that era.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It could be a good idea. We can see where it goes. It's Kanye. He has like a cult following. Like, he has people that like love him. So I think he could make some profit from it, but I don't think him trying to simplify it as, oh my God, these many followers, blah, blah, blah. But I think, it will take a smaller dive, especially coming in from a month from streaming. I think it'd be totally different what he expect from his prior with Vultures.
So
the sales.
My opinion on this is that I think Kanye can really make it with putting his album on the website for $20. And then a month later, putting it on streaming. Obviously, the first week sales will be a huge dip because people are actually going to buy it. Like you said, leaks can happen. All types of things can happen when it actually comes to him selling the album digitally on his website. But I honestly think that I have no problem with him selling his album.
Oh, no problem.
On his website, because the thing is this, right? And people don't get this now because we're so spoiled and we're in that day and age of everything being digital, everything being about streaming. There's no true ownership on anything. These sites, all these streaming sites and all that, we don't own this music. We own 0% of this. Yeah. We pay for something monthly and we don't own a single piece of it.
Because, bro, it can get shut down and we don't have nothing.
And that's the thing, right? And I'm glad I did this, and I'm glad that you put me on the vinyl collecting. A few years ago, right, I bought some Party Next Door vinyls. Bought Party Next Door 1, 2, and I was on the verge of 3. I still have 3. Right. They took Party Next Door 1 and 2 off of streaming services for a while. Right. No one knew why. It was just mysteriously off. Gone. Obviously, I could still find a way to download it if I want to. Allegedly. But I had it physically, so therefore I always own that content, no matter where you take it off of. If you copyright it all on the internet, if you take it off, if all the Zippy share links get taken out,
like they did.
I'm kidding. They did. They got Thanos all the way. I still own it. Yeah, I have it. When it comes to actually buying music, I own it. I have it. Yeah. I get it. A lot of people nowadays, especially kids, they don't work. So you pay for that Spotify, that's probably all you got for the month. And $20, while you already paid $10 to $20 on a streaming service, it can be conflicting when it comes to financial reasons.
Or just use your mom's credit card, bro. She won't know.
Yeah, but also, it's just, I don't want to say it's just $20 because maybe it's hard for some people to use $20 and maybe they're spared on cash or things like that. But my thing is this, right? If he does this for Vultures 2 and potentially 3 if it does come out this year, that's only $40 in total. You're going to spend that more in streaming over the year than you are for that album. Look at this album like this, right? When Vultures 1 came out, We had the whole album, but then Apple took it down.
Yeah.
Spotify took it down. All DSPs took it down, basically. And then we got it back. We didn't know when it was going to come back, but we eventually got it back. And then guess what? A few days later, that one song that sounds like the 808s and Heartbreak song got taken off.
Right on.
If you would have bought the digital, and yes, you can still access it on YouTube. You can still access it. You can still download it, whatever. You don't have that access to actually listen to it anymore unless you download it and put it in your local files. When it comes to this album right here, and people saying, oh yeah, it's going to leak, you know, people are just going to steal it, download it. You can do that now. Yeah. Especially with streaming. Yeah. You don't even have to pay for streaming. You can listen to this music for free if you wanted to. Yeah. So my thing is this. He wants to make more money off of this. I understand. I'm cool with that. A lot of people are taking a big problem or a big issue with it because they're like, Kanye's already a billionaire. Well, he's just being stingy or greedy and trying to get more money. People don't get it from this aspect right here. A whole bunch of other people besides Kanye are going to get paid and eat even better off this album. Whether it comes to producers, songwriters, people who are credited on the album that we don't get to see, that are not popularized on the media. Ty Dolla $ign gets more money. A whole bunch of people, the engineers, everybody in this situation gets more money besides Kanye. Yes, Kanye will get a bigger cut than he would on streaming, but also everybody else working on this project will get a bigger cut.
Do we actually know, like, the numbers that you get paid from streaming?
No, we don't. But obviously they're low. Yeah. But, you know, people are always like, oh, if it's always on streaming, you're always going to make money. Which, I mean, yeah, because I feel like streaming can be a good source of that where, you know, a whole bunch of people probably wouldn't know 3 6 Mafia if it wasn't for streaming.
So what happens if Kanye put it on the site, he has some sampling issues, and he get on hell like, you can't sell this album? Because the same thing, I think, can happen from him trying to sell it on a website with samples that's not cleared.
I think when he would do in that situation, he'd be more cautious to make sure everything is cleared before. So, because of streaming, all you gotta do is just take it down. Like, oh yeah, I don't want that song no more. Just take it down. Yeah. With selling something, there becomes a whole big lawsuit. You probably have to give some of the proceedings and some of the actual gains that you made off of the album to said party that's suing you. There's a whole bunch of legality things that can
I know it is because I think
selling and making profit from
I think in some part, I don't know if it was earlier into sampling. That when it was started to get like a lot of the older artists was like, yo, we need our money. I think it didn't attack performing. Like you could actually perform samples, like sample songs.
Yeah, I think so too. Like when people did mixtapes back then, I think they could perform some of the songs off the mixtape, but they couldn't sell the actual song. So that's still performing.
Yeah. So that's just a question that I had from that. But overall, I'm not against him selling it. I just don't. I think he simplified it too much. I think he'll probably, he probably come back. Readdress like how he actually want to plan out to roll this out, but I feel like it's always messed with Kanye. I don't know because like what about Donda 2, bro? One that like sold. What happened?
So what happened was scrapped. It was sold on that little device that he made, which that device was pretty dope. From what
it was, the technology on it was cool, but I don't know. I never seen nobody with it.
But the problem with that is it had too high of an entering price with that because I think it was like $100, $200 something dollars. No one's paying $200 for an album. Albeit, you do get a device, and you could put your own songs on that device. Yeah. But that device was specifically mostly made for Donda 2. And because it had such a high entryway point to get into Donda 2, that what made it. $20 isn't as high for entry.
So what made him not, I don't know if you know this, but what made him not put it on streaming service?
I think it's one of those things that maybe he just wants to make it like super exclusive. Like you pay $200 for.
So could you still go on his site and get that little stream thing, whatever he called it?
I don't think so. Which also makes another thing, just like how Nipsey Hussle has done this years before. But I think the difference between Nipsey Hussle doing this and Kanye doing this is that Nipsey Hussle put out Crenshaw, one of his mixtapes, one of his more popular mixtapes. He put it out on Dat Piff and live mixtapes and all that for free for you to access it for free. But he also put out a physical version of it. He put out 1,000 copies for $100. Boom. I think Jay-Z bought like 10 or 100 copies of it. Next album that he had, or next project that he had, Mailbox Money, he put that out for $1,000, only 100 copies physically, but he still put it out for free for you. Right. If you wanted to get it on, I don't want to say DSPs, but
he gave you that choice.
Or that Piff. The difference is he gave you the choice rather than forcing you to have to do this. But also, Kanye is giving you a choice too. It's just exclusivity. It's like basically having a Patreon. Yeah. You're paying $20 to get the content accessed early. Even though stuff can be leaked just like on Patreon. Yeah. I feel like this is just basically that method, but he gets all the proceedings and all the profits, and everybody else gets to eat more off.
Yeah. Rock Marciano did it. I think it was on Marcielago. He did that. He put out the album first on his website for like a month, and then he put it on streaming, like to buy it. And a good amount of his fans, they wanted the album, so they bought it. It's like, I could be wrong. It's like $20-some if I'm not mistaken. It's nothing wrong with the thing. It's nothing wrong with that. I have no problem with it.
The only problem I have now with it is that I'm someone who wants to buy the vinyl if it does come out, right? Especially if the album is good. I just sometimes wish when it comes to buying physical media, we get the digital version of that too. Because now if I buy that album, and us being physical consumers of the media, what if I go buy the vinyl too? That'll be like $60.
Yeah, some records, remember, they'll come with a digital code.
Some will, but it's not all the
I
time,
know it's
which
not all
really
the time.
sucks. And with, I pre-ordered Vultures 1. I'm not sure if it's going to have that one song that got taken down by Donna Summers.
It probably won't. Oh, excuse me. It probably won't. But if it does, that might bring up the value of it because they got this song on here. You know, they usually does that. Like,
yeah, that's true. But I just wish that I am paying $20 for this. Yeah. I know I'm going to buy the physical at some point, most likely. Yeah. I wish that I could get the physical in enough time like that compared to just getting the digital by itself. Because usually when it comes to buying digital albums, because I do go on these artist websites and stuff, they usually cost like $5-6. Yeah. But I get it's Kanye. He could kind of drive that price up because he's Kanye. Yeah. So I have no problem with him charging $20. It's his art. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, and usually when it's like probably sold for like $6 on their site, it's probably on streaming as well. So
yeah, it is.
That's probably why we make our money here, but we want to also make another cut right here. So I have no problem with it.
I got no problem with it either. He can do whatever he wants with it. Either way, art. People are going to find a way to get to it and stream it. Either way,
big facts.
Whether it be on streaming, even people like you're going to make less money off of this than streaming. People are going to leak it. People are going to download it. People do that now anyway.
Do it now.
That don't stop people from doing that. The
only thing about it is I think it's done less.
Yeah,
it was less. Back when we was younger.
Yeah, because it's easily accessible
now.
If it wasn't, people would still be doing it.
But hey, people going to be mad. People going to be happy. That's a part of anything, bro.
Yeah.
Can't please everybody, bro.
Sadly. And Kanye is definitely the representation of you can't please everybody, especially with everything he usually does. Especially with not having Vultures 2 drop last week like he said it would.
Oh, my God. No one believes him, bro. I never believe this man.
Oh, I don't either. But, it's whatever. I have other music to listen to anyway.
Facts. But better music.
All right. Calm down.
Sir.
All right. Going to the next topic. Was the 2000s era of rap the hardest for artists in that generation? Basically, Nelly had a little statement saying, like, I saw
a clip.
Yeah, I saw the clip. He basically said, my era of hip-hop was the hardest one because basically you had to go against Eminem, DMX, Jay-Z, Kanye West, Ludacris. You had to go against all those people on the radio, and it was hard for you to, I guess, maybe have a place. Mm-hmm. My thing is this. I get his argument. I think what it is what he's arguing is the wrong thing, or what he's stating is not, like you said, it's too simplified.
Yeah.
I think the difference between a generation like now versus a generation back then you was trying to chart to be number one. He was fighting to be number one. Nelly was going to be on the radio. Ludacris was going to be on the radio. DMX and all them, they was going to be on the radio. There was no problem for artists like them that were already established and had that core fan base and had all those hit records already behind them and had a big label like they used to do back then to push the record on them.
Right.
They had no problem getting on the radio. It's just if you wanted to fight for the number one spot, it was a lot harder because you had a lot of bigger names to fight against.
Facts.
Nowadays, I just think it's harder to just get recognized in general or just to make it and be an actual household name nowadays. It's harder to actually not be discovered, but to actually be a household name, like a Playboy Cardi, like a Lil Uzi Vert, like basically people from back then generations. There's not many names to faces that you could put in this day's generation.
See,
there's not superstars, basically.
Yeah, like I want to agree with you, but I don't think it's either. I don't know why he's saying it's harder. I just think it's just like it's a different.
It's a different
time.
Era.
I don't even think it's harder here. I don't even think it's harder. I just think it's different times.
I think it depends on what battle you're trying to fight.
Like
if you're trying to be number one,
if he's trying to be number one,
who Nelly or
I think that's harder in any era, bro. It wasn't easy to be the number one rapper, the number one artist. Mm-hmm. I just think it's just different. Like technology's different. Like now we can put out more music. We don't need a label. We don't need radio play to get money. We can go on tour. We got Spotify. We don't need an A&R. Mm-hmm. Only thing I feel like we are lacking in this era, I feel like they have more development probably. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I don't know, bro. I think it's just eras. I think it's hard to be number one in any era. I don't think you compare it.
I think back then it was hard. I think it was especially hard. I can see where Nelly was saying, like, basically he had the pressure put on him because you had to go against Eminem. He's arguably Jay-Z, one of the biggest rappers. I mean, all the rappers he was listing was arguably some of the biggest rappers in the game. Like, top 50 rappers of all time, basically. Like, you had to go against them. So I get where he's coming at with that.
Yeah.
I just think it's a different battle because nowadays these artists aren't fighting for number one. They're just fighting to get a spot and get a whole bunch of monthly listeners and get a cult fan base.
Because you got to think about it. We have our top three. Like, we have Drake. We got Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick. and Drake is like, bro, he's huge. Mm-hmm. I think I don't know. Is Drake compared to Eminem? Who's a bigger artist? Like Eminem at his height and Drake at his height.
Eminem.
Who was bigger?
I think Eminem.
Like now?
Wait, Eminem now?
I'm talking about Eminem at his height and Drake at his height. Who was bigger?
I think Eminem. I fully think Eminem.
I think Drake.
Because I think by the time Drake came, physicals and all that was slowly dying. So it was kind of harder to like measure that, and especially.
Oh, you trying to measure for sales?
I mean, you said bigger, right?
Yeah, I'm saying about bigger.
I mean, the best way to measure that, I feel, it would be sales because we can't really measure streams because streaming really wasn't a thing like that back then. Versus someone like Drake, he leaked often back then. And I think when it comes to height, I think Eminem, because it was less competition out, I think he was higher up. Because it was less competition.
I might do some research.
And the competition he had was high up as well.
Because, I don't know. I'm thinking Drake, man. Only because Drake is more accessible to everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody. Mm-hmm. I know Eminem had his core fans with like a lot of, he had black fans, but I know he had a lot of white fans. Mm-hmm. But like Drake is like everywhere. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, I don't know, bro. I think Drake, bro.
I think Eminem.
I think Drake.
You know I don't like Eminem.
We might have to do a battle. I like Eminem, you know what I'm saying? But I think Drake, bro, because even if you want to do sales, like look at who you think a biggest, all right, who you think got more sales? Rihanna or Beyonce?
I kind of want to go with Rihanna.
You'll be right, but who you think a bigger artist?
Oh, Beyonce. Yeah, Beyonce.
That's what you want to say. But Rihanna has more sales.
I would say.
Want to know why?
Why?
Because she's more accessible to everybody.
But also, I don't want to say I'm about to say that.
Drake is pop.
To me,
Eminem never went pop.
She related to the white fan, but she related to white people.
And earlier,
pop. Earlier, the Shut Up and Drive. But and all that.
Think about Drake. He's the same thing. He's pop too.
But I also think white people clinged on to Eminem.
Yeah, because they could relate to him, but
he was white in a
but you got also
black dominated space.
Yeah, but he also has a border with him. You know what I'm saying? Drake is like he's black and white, and he's Jewish, and he relates to the black people, the
biracial people,
bro. All that. That's what I'm saying. I think Drake is like, and Drake went pop, and Drake pop.
I will agree with that.
But I'm saying that's why I think Drake is bigger, bro. I think at Drake's height, at Eminem height, I think Drake is higher, bro. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Where would we put Drake's height at?
At height of his career? Uh-huh. Like, I don't know when he drops, bro. Drake is still huge. Look how long Drake's been hot. Eminem didn't have a run like Drake. 2009. Eminem didn't have a run like Drake.
In terms of like putting out albums consistently?
I'm talking about being the number one person. Drake had probably the longest run.
But I also think there was not many people on Drake level. I hate to say it like this, we simplified it kind of when we said Drake, Cole, Kendrick. There's only like 3 people.
That's what I said the top 3.
But I'm saying when it comes to Eminem's era, we have a lot more juggernauts than
like who?
Jay.
Yeah.
Nas.
He wasn't a juggernaut.
Huh?
He's not a juggernaut.
Well, not in terms of sales.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Because J. Cole gonna sell. Nelly has some sales, but like, bro, if
T.I. back then,
no, 50 Cent was big.
Okay,
Kanye West. See, you're not naming these guys. Uh-huh. These are the guys. Uh-huh.
But also, I feel like
Nelly had those. Nelly had his hits. Yeah, like he had the Nellyville. He had that 2 album, whatever, that country stuff. Yeah. But I'm saying, bro, when you think of Drake, Kendrick, Nas, these are like. No, I said Drake, Kendrick, Nas. Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole. These are lyrical rappers. They both can. Drake can be lyrical, but he also appeal to pop. So when I say that top 3, when I'm thinking Jay-Z, Eminem, you go DMX, huge. DMX was huge, bro. Them guys were like, Ludacris? Come on, bro, chill. You put Ludacris over there, you got chill.
He was a juggernaut.
No, he wasn't, bro. Nah, on the radio, that ain't nothing, bro.
If you're talking about actual talent and ability.
Bro, I'm talking about Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole, bro. Them, they are like, come on, bro. Ludacris don't compare, bro. Come on, bro.
Luda, I love you. Obviously, you don't. I thought we was talking about popularity.
Nah, bro. And even if you do popularity, his popularity don't compare to J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick's. Think about it. Think of Ludacris hype and Kendrick hype. Have Luda ever ran anything? Like, have we ever like, yo, Luda, best? Never.
He has bigger songs than J. Cole, though. He don't have bigger songs than J. Cole?
What did it mean?
But I'm saying, like, his name was out there a lot more back then. Like, you could,
J. Cole was in freaking in high school.
Associate songs with
Move, Get Out the Way,
Stand Up,
Yeah.
Roll Out.
That's when radio was dominant. But I'm saying, but if you go Bro, we gonna have to really do some research on this stuff because this is really good. This is really good. We got to come back to this. This is really good. I think this is.
I don't think he was a dominant artist in terms of like, oh, rapper. People are just hyped for a new Ludacris album. I just think I'm talking about the rapper and what they're putting out, just in general, not just albums.
Before we leave this, I want you to go look at Ludacris sales.
Oh, F.
And I just was because you think it's a big radio song, but you gotta understand, bro. You gotta understand it's like a sector, bro. You gotta have Ludo ever went diamond?
Probably.
Like album wise, because I know Nelly, right? Outkast.
Didn't Outkast just recently go like?
Nah, they went diamond with Love Below and You look.
It's hard to look it up right now.
Just look at Ludacris sales. Just period. Just look up his overall sales. How many albums have Ludacris sold?
Okay,
records?
It says Ludacris sold over 14,560,000
overall
albums, right? Including 14 million in the U.S., 260,000.
Yeah. Look at J. Cole's.
The best-selling album by Ludacris is Word of Mouth, which sold over 4,200,000 copies.
Now look at J. Cole's. I know it's different, it's streaming, blah blah blah, but like J. Cole actually came out with his first single in 2012. You had like Workout. You had
All right.
What's his
J. Cole sold over 9,067,500 albums, including 8 million in the U.S. and 800,000 in the United Kingdom. The best-selling album by J. Cole's 2014 Forest Hills Drive was sold over 3,450,000.
Okay, so overall, Luda sold more than him, and J. Cole sold.
I get why in that era though, because the physical era that was a way more physical era.
I knew it was gonna be different. That's what I'm saying. This is my point. Who you think, as a career, has a who's a bigger artist?
J. Cole.
This is what I'm trying to say, like with Nelly and them. Like, yes, they had some hits, but like when you think of when you go back and be like, man, who was them big wigs? You know, Nelly, come on, bro. He was a radio guy. You know what I'm saying? Like Ja Rule. Like Ja Rule had some.
He wasn't complaining about being the number one rapper. He was complaining about like, just it was hard being number one in terms of just being number one, like whether it be like in sales or like number one like hit that you had on the billboards and things like
because
that.
Because
I think that's where he was more going. He didn't specify.
No, I'm saying I don't know why he's saying harder because I feel like I said, it's eras. Like, bro, it meant more to be a number one freaking artist, a radio number one selling in that time. Now that don't mean anything. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, look how much J. Cole sold, even though it's a different era, and look what Ludacris sold. 14, like putting Ludacris sales in this era, Ludacris would be like, dang, he sell a lot. It'd be different. Him selling 14 million in this era is insane. But you take him back in that era, and we know who Luda is, but you put J. Cole, who J. Cole is in that era, how many albums do you think he'll sell?
Who, J. Cole?
Yeah, in like a non-streaming era. I think it'll be way bigger.
I think it'd be less.
Why? Why so?
Because streaming has made music devalued and it's cheaper to access this music.
I'm saying J. Cole, as a J. Cole in that type of era, he will sell more. I'm talking about his status. Not, you know what I'm saying? Because streaming don't exist in this era. The Luda era.
You think J. Cole music would really hit like it would back then?
Yeah.
Before the blog era?
So, if you think in radio hits, right?
I think the radio, like, we saw kind of what happened with that, with J. Cole, with the Sideline Story, his debut album. Yeah. It didn't do that well.
But I'm saying he didn't have
hits on there.
Yeah, but I'm saying
he was aiming for those hits.
I know, but you got to think about it. If you in that era and these hits still hit the same, but in that era they'll sell more.
I think he would be labeled in that backpack rap if he was in the Bling era.
But no, I'm saying this is J. Cole.
I'm telling you, he would have the same status as he would now.
So you putting it on? I'm telling you, okay, this J. Cole we putting.
Like here. If I move J. Cole,
you're thinking, oh, this J. Cole don't fit here. But I'm saying, okay, we put J. Cole in this era. He's J. Cole. He impact us the same way, and he become big like he is in this era.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. You're saying that
he's J. Cole. No, look, this is what I'm saying. Okay, J. Cole's J. Cole, right? In this era, but we put him in that era. But people and fans have the same love for him. In that era, you think, will he sell more than Ludacris would?
I think still no.
I think he will.
I think no, because the sales that we have now, like I said, I feel like it's a lot more easier for artists to have sales now, and his sales are high as it is. I'm not saying he's a bad rapper.
I'm not saying Luda sold more than him, right?
Yes, but I think Luda was a lot more accessible because he was on the radio. And also back then, you gotta think, people that was buying music, because I'm putting the streaming elements in terms of sales. people were buying Ludacris albums.
Yeah.
They was going out to go buy a Ludacris album. People nowadays don't buy a J. Cole album. Is it available now? Yes. Yeah. People still don't do
it. But you understand my point? What I'm saying, if we put J. Cole in that era, right? Mm-hmm. And people love him like they love him now. And you saying that
these album sales translate just like the album sales?
I say it'll be more. I'm saying 9 million here.
No, I'm asking you.
It's like inflation, B.
Okay, so now I get where you're going.
You get what I'm saying?
Now I get where you're going. You're getting the conversion of the albums and the actual rate. Like, if we were to move J. Cole's sales from back then, from now to back then, they'd be higher.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, I completely get where you're going.
I
thought you were saying that if we move his sales now, we keep them the same and we move them here. I'm like, no, he'd be less because we got a lot of streaming in the.
Nah, it'd be different. No. Dang, okay. I'm like, why he doing this?
Okay, now I get it. As soon as you said inflation, I'm like, okay, I get it.
Because like back then, it's bigger. Yeah, it's bigger.
I completely get your point now. We was there, but we wasn't on it.
Yeah. It's like
I didn't get it because I'm like, what? I'm like, he'd sell less. I'm like, because people don't have streaming now back then. I was so confused. I was like, where are we going with this?
Bro, my head hurts. My head started hurting me. I'm like, you don't understand me, bro. Come on. I'm like, I'm trying to simple. But then I had like inflation. Just think about it in that way.
Yeah, that was perfect right there. Because now I get where I was like, we must be arguing two different things right now.
We always do that, bro. We get it. Always.
We had to find that middle point, B.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious, man. But overall, 2000s and now era, we all come. Yeah. They all come with their own challenges and difficulties. The goal for back then, the 2000s era, was way different compared to the goals now.
And I know your point is more. It's an oversaturation now, pretty much.
It's that, and plus there aren't big name artists like there are back then. So no one's really like, oh, I'm aiming for number one. I'm trying to aim for the best-selling album or the best-selling record. No one's aiming for that right now. They're just trying to aim to actually still be relevant after a year or two.
I think from this part of this discussion, I think we should like kind of go back into those times and like compare artists. Like we could be like, okay, let's go top 10 sales, top 10 sales. Not now. We could do it later because that could be a whole video. Because like then we kind of can correlate like, okay, how would this person fit here? How would they fit there? You get what I'm saying? Like, who is this generation's this?
Oh,
you get what I'm saying?
I get exactly what you're saying.
I think we should do a video.
We should do a comparison.
Yeah, we should do a comparison. I think that'll be a good one.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good video.
All right, we'll note that down.
It'll kind of put it in perspective. Like, what era kind of was, like, what do these artists value and what did these artists value? And, like, if we reverse them.
We can actually look at some of the music they was putting out for each of them.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
I think that'd be good.
But yeah, that was a pretty good conversation.
Yeah, it was. Nelly, you started something right there. Got my head hurting. It's coming down now.
Would you consider Nelly a legendary artist?
Nelly a legend, bro. Okay. Tip drill off alone. I remember staying up late watching that on
Air Force Ones, B.
Hey, but we was bumping the Air Force One before the song came out. But Nelly, you got some pull in the culture, the Band-Aid. You know what I'm saying? Getting hot in her.
The bandana,
because he has the freaking like Luda. They got legendary cultural songs like over. Like, come on, bro. They made songs that will live on forever. So
they will never go.
They throw parties. They throw parties based off their music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the early 2000s. What they call it, millennial.
Yeah, bro. They make. Come on, bro.
Tour. But yeah. Oh man. Let's go to the next conversation, and now we're going to slowly start fading into actual music conversations, but. Let's go ahead and talk about the State of Wiz Khalifa. Okay. I know you brought this up on the pod notes. I didn't know what he was talking about first before the pod.
So me, I like YouTube. I'm on YouTube a lot. So I see YouTube post. Wiz Khalifa posted like a day to day, and it just got me thinking about reflecting about his career. And I was just like, man, like Wiz had
this day to day recent.
It was a recent one because he still puts them out. And I just remember like what really got me. I remember I clicked that so fast in 2011. A 10, like I'm clicking that.
You
like,
subscribed to that channel,
bro. I'm still subscribed from years, and I'm like, I clicked that so quick, but I'm like, dang, what stopped me from clicking that button? I don't know. So then I just started like, man, maybe we should like have a discussion, like something small about Wiz and like his place in hip hop right now, like he had this impact and like how quick things can just change for artists, but Wiz still have his plays because he still got those songs. Like the big song from the Fast and the Furious movie. So that'll keep it. Yeah, that'll keep his streaming numbers up. So you really can't really see that reflection from like streaming. But I'm just saying about like the missing of him like in the culture. Like I don't think we even have like a Wiz type anymore. Because that made us have a discussion about Snoop era.
Who we do have? Who? Polo G. He's the guy that's crossed over to that mainstream, but still has that black audience. He's the closest thing we have to a Wiz. We don't have a Wiz. We don't have someone that's like the Snoop Dogg or Wiz Khalifa. But the closest thing we do have to it is a Polo G.
All right, I'm gonna say, all right. So look, I'm older now. You know, I just turned the big 3-0. But I don't think I'm that far removed to think Polo G is that. Because you got to think about
the closest.
I don't even think he's the closest, B.
Who do you think?
I don't think we have one yet. I don't think it's one yet. I don't think you have that artist right now. If so, they're gone. It was those Juice WRLDs. It was those XXXTentaciones. Because they had that influence like that. You get what I'm saying? And they was, Juice WRLD was in that mainstream era. So I think we probably just lost those two. I think those was our closest ones to like, having this guy that's putting an impact, and you could see it in the kids, like they're changing. Like, like when kids was wearing the blunt strip and had the Chuck Taylors. I'm just saying, I don't know. I think they was the last for right now. I feel like it's some more years. Of course, it's some fans out there that cling to artists, but you know when you just see it, you're like, this dude dresses like him. He has this influence. I still see kids in Juice WRLD merch. I still see people with XXXTentacion shirts. So I think we still feeling their impact on some of the kids these days. I'm just trying to see who is that.
I feel like we're not too far removed from the impact of X
them
or
passing.
Juice. Of them passing, because it was only like a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago. Even though that sounds it wasn't even a long time in retrospect.
But not to get off Wiz, it's just I would just want to think about, like, I saw people like making fun of him, like being on a song, and they was like, "Dang, Wiz ruined this beat," and I'm like, "Dang." Like, he at that level that he lived long enough to become like a villain. Like, he's this hero.
He's one of those people that you too old for hip hop now.
Yeah,
I don't want to say it like that.
I want to say it like that, but because like Jay-Z is like 50, he's not too old.
Yeah, but the younger kids aren't putting respect on a lot of these rappers and I get it. Sometimes some of these rappers can't ruin the beat. They can't ruin the song.
So do you think, like with Wiz, he didn't age gracefully? Not with his old music, but him into culture. Into the hip hop culture.
I think what it is, and I hate to say it like this, when it comes to artists, I'd rather them stop making music after a while, after their peak, a little bit after their peak, even though it's kind of hard to tell what your peak is. I'd rather they stop making music than keep making music, because then you water down your discography, and when you get introduced to the newer generation off of your music, because they're like, oh, Wiz Khalifa's coming out. Us new old heads, we're going to come in like, oh, okay, new Wiz, even though we're not doing it.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, so new Wiz coming out, the cult fan base, we're going to go check it out. People hear about the buzz, oh, who's this Wiz Khalifa guy? Let me check him out. And you like, oh, I heard some of his singles, let me hear out the album. This isn't good. Yeah. So I think when it comes to that, I think because it's one of those Snoop Dogg things where like no one listens to Snoop Dogg. Like, he has some hits. He has radio hits. He has a classic album. He has maybe some legacy projects, maybe. But no one bumped the newest Snoop Dogg album.
But like, what kids are saying I never heard. Like,
I didn't want to say never because I was being a bit.
You're being wild. Because you got to think about it.
Because he had some hits.
When it comes to Wiz, right? With the hits he had, like Black and Yellow, these kids was kids. Like, they was in elementary school. So they actually grew up with Wiz. So I'm trying to say is...
But you got to think, they also probably wasn't deep into hip-hop like we were. Yeah. Because they were so...
I know that. Like, you know, it's like us with Ludacris. When we was younger, boom, we wouldn't like listen to his albums until we got a little older. So I'm trying to say is, did Wiz, like, did he not grow well with the culture? Like, did he not change up his style enough?
Then yes, I agree with that.
My bad. Did he actually do what you said, like the watering down? Like, should he take like an A$AP Rocky, a Schoolboy Q approach when they don't put out much often? They disappear for a while, they come back.
I think he can't do that now. It's too late for that because the damage is already done type stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Because he fell into that lane of like, you know how Currency was putting out stuff, but Currency have his lane. Wiz comes from that lane, but Wiz got really popular and he kept pushing out, and he started putting out all those albums.
I think the thing is with Wiz is his sound never evolved, and nor did he ever push his sound to evolve, which isn't a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing because you know you get what you get.
But also the times have changed, and people change. Yeah. Like me, you know, back then I used to listen to all that trap stuff. Yeah. Now I don't like that anymore. So the fact that your music really doesn't evolve like a Gucci Man, to me, his music really hasn't evolved much for me to be like, oh yeah,
only his body, right? That's it.
Yeah, really, in his mindset. Yeah. But besides that, I'm just like, your style of what you do hasn't changed enough for me to be like, oh, you reinvented yourself. Like a Juicy J kind of.
Yeah.
He didn't necessarily reinvent himself, but he changed with the times.
And it's like he changed with the time and he introduced himself to a new audience.
Yeah, he reintroduced himself because of his solo career. I think Juicy J is one of the best artists to have ever done a reinvention of himself or a reintroduction of himself. From having such a legendary impact and influence with 3 6 Mafia to the whole blog era, him coming out with the tapes with Lex Luger, Rubber Band Business. And then we got Blue Dream and Lean, to me one of the best mixtapes ever, especially when it comes to the impact it had and the stardom that he had after that.
And it was so dope about Juice is like he even signed to Wiz. Like we talking about Wiz now, and like Wiz was a part of like bringing him.
To me, that was like when Common signed to Kanye.
Yeah, it was like
or when Pusha.
What
was it? Pusha, not Pusha signed to Kanye. But like the older, the elder statesman kind of signing to the new younger artists.
Even though like, Juice has his own lane, always a legend.
Oh yeah,
and it's just like him reintroducing himself to like the audience, and he's still like a guy that people like. It's still Juice. It's still Juicy J.
Yeah, but
like we know that right now he's not.
But he changed with the times.
Yeah,
he got with the sound of the production. Right. He wasn't doing that old school 3 6 Mafia, even though it helped. It helped inspire.
And you can think about the Lex Luger era wasn't too far removed from what Juice was doing.
No, it wasn't. I feel like it slowly blended in,
and that comes from that tree, that DJ Paul production, Juicy J, like that. It comes from that, like that Lex Luger stuff. So,
but also you could look at an album like a Blue Dream and Lean versus a Most Known Unknowns from 3 6 Mafia. Yeah, they sound completely different, but they also sound a bit similar because of the subject matter itself. Yeah. Because Juicy J evolved with the times, because he's always been an artist that's evolved with the times. Just I feel like kind of what 3 6 Mafia did before they all split up. Because he evolved with the times, he got with the new sound. He changed up his style of rapping, even though it was kind of similar and people were inspired by him. Because he was able to maintain what we was doing now, he was able to actually have a lasting career. Because he's the only other rapper that could do that, besides Bun B. Yeah. Bun B is kind of doing that, but he hasn't hit the same level or stride like a Juicy J.
Because Bun B, I think he's introducing himself to like the underground audience.
Yeah, he's introduced to the, I hate to say it, but a lot of people know this, the Miracle Lyrical Yap Rap group, basically.
It's because he's, collaborating with Static Selector, which a lot of my friends on the internet, actually, I know a guy that actually is working with him as well. Yeah, so that's pretty dope. He actually filmed the whole he was a part of that whole live stream of Static Selector. He actually from Dallas, bro. He's from the area. Shout out to Georgie, bro. Cool dude.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, but I think he's introducing himself, and also Bun B's in a different lane with like restaurant business. Like he's freaking teaching at Rice Academy. I said Academy University. So but with State of Wiz. I just want to know, where would he fall in the next coming years? Because right now, I just been seeing some jokes about Wiz, and I don't know, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
I think musically he's not relevant no more. And I hate to say about the artists that we loved back then, because I think Wiz is a top 10 blog era artist coming from that era. Not saying he's the best, but in terms of impact, influence, sales, all that stuff.
Just sound, he had his own little sound.
He's definitely top 10 in that era, but I think because of that, he's not one of the big 3 dogs, and he's not. I really want to say big 4 because I put Big Sean in there. Yeah, people like Wale and him, they fell off musically. Yeah. No one's interested in what they're doing now besides their cult fan base. Yeah. And I hate to say it because they, like I said, they haven't changed with the times, and I don't necessarily say that they have to change with the times in order to have good music. It's just that they're so good at what they already do. That would sound uncomfortable for them to be on the newer stuff, but also because they're not going on the newer stuff, because they're not chasing for clout like in the last era, they're not going to be as big. Like now, I see just Wiz on Twitter or I see him on TikTok. Yeah. Like people's like, "Oh, Wiz did this," or like Wiz did that,
and it's he's still Wiz. Like, don't get me wrong,
Wiz is the GOAT.
But when it comes musically, it's just I feel like I don't know. I just got sad, man.
It's definitely a decline. I listened to his not last album, but I listened to.
But I liked him on the I liked him on the Kid Cudi album.
Oh yeah. But I listened to a project of his, or at least I tried. Rolling Papers 2. Yeah. I already didn't like 1, but 2, I was like, no. I like some of the songs, but I'm like, nah, this ain't it.
And I think Wale is someone we probably should do a little Wale, man. Oh my god.
To me, I hate to say it like this, he has had one of the biggest fall offs, and then he had a chance to have one of the biggest come ups, but it also fell off because he had a hit a few years ago. Yeah. Right when I was coming out of college, or right when we was working at the Blue Place. You get what I'm saying? But I think he had a hit. Yeah, that song. He had a hit. Yeah. It was a huge hit for the time. But also, he didn't really do anything after that.
Yeah.
And Wale is Wale. So
I love Wale.
Definitely
I love you, Wale. I love you, Wiz, bro. This is why I'm having this conversation about you. It's just
they're an elder statesman.
Yeah.
There are new elder statesmen.
It's hard because like when you said about the whole like a kid listening to Wiz, I thought about like me being like not linked to like Rakim putting out new music, which he still does. In that
Rakim,
and like an old head, I always hear and an old head to be like, "Yo, you heard that new Rakim?" I'm like, "What? No."
But that's even if they're even checking for new.
But I'm just saying they are. Like I actually follow old heads, and they like, "Yo, this album's dope," and I'm like, "Where did he put this?"
So you're saying that you feel like we're gonna have the same effect with Wiz like that?
Not even just with Wiz. Just Wiz was just made me like have like this check. Like, bro, we're getting older. Like
we got to do a segment on the blog era artists. We got to talk about them, the top 10 and look at the other 7.
Yeah. It's a good amount of them that we don't even talk about.
Yeah,
like XV, one of the Mickey Fax. Yeah, bro. So
I think the last one that had a huge fall off was Chance. That was big.
Ooh, Chance the Rapper.
Chance had a big fall off.
We need to probably do one of those faceless videos about what happened to Chance the Rapper. You know what I'm saying? Do the little documentary. Yeah, bro. Do one of those like YouTube automated. Yeah, bro. Everything. Yes, bro. We gotta hit him with one of those, bro. Like, oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Oh my gosh,
write out a whole script and everything, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, those are some rappers that I want to say. At least Wiz had a slow decline.
Yeah.
Because he was still doing stuff when I was in college.
Yeah.
Wale was barely hanging on.
Because Wale was on a run. Like 2013-ish, he was doing Lotus Bomb.
He had a huge mainstream appeal. Like
Ambition album had some stuff.
The only person that's like in top 5 that's still kind of active, that hasn't truly fallen off, Big Sean.
Yeah. Because I feel like Big Sean did what I think Wiz should have did. But
stay current.
He became one of those artists that didn't put out often. He'll pop up here and now and then, and and I think he did that pretty well.
He came out with music pretty often, though.
No, but not in the way of Wiz.
No, he didn't drop as much as Wiz.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
you think he didn't take way too much?
Yeah, he didn't put out the approach of like he didn't do like what Kendrick does or like what J. Cole kind of do. See, like Drake is the only one that can actually get away with that because he's Drake. He
doesn't because he also puts out way more too.
What do you mean?
He puts out a lot of music compared to Kendrick.
I'm saying Drake. I say Drake is the only one that can get away with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying
like Drake and I say like Wiz do the same thing. Yeah, Drake is getting away with it.
But I feel like Wiz could have got away with it then because people was fiending. But like with Drake, he's been on this run for so long. It's like I was thinking, bro, no lie, 2015. What was that? Reading It's Too Late. I was thinking after that, I thought Drake was gonna have a slow decline.
I'm not gonna lie, I did too. But Views came out.
Through the roof, bro. He like what Drake does. They call Drake a culture vulture.
That was at his peak right there.
That was like one of his. That was one of his peaks. Because look, he tapped into another sound. So Drake is from Toronto, and they have a big Caribbean influence, and Drake tapped into that. Grabbed all that, bro. The artists he was picking up, they all Caribbean and all this type of stuff, like backgrounds. Bro, Drake, he's like Kanye, bro.
Also tested new sounds, and he's evolved with the sound as well. And he's been one of the leaders of the new sound.
I don't know if you understand. I think Drake takes the Kanye approach. Like when Kanye grab a new artist, a lot of their influence comes out on him. Think about his albums. Graduation, Big Sean. 808s and Heartbreaks, Kid Cudi.
Okay.
Pusha T. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Sci-Hi too. Don't forget Sci-Hi.
My Beautiful, Pusha T.
Sci-Hi.
But I'm just saying, I think Drake kind of took that approach. So like now he got 4 bats.
So then I got a question then. So would late registration be common?
Late registration that's just his people, bro. Not common. Nah. Common's on there.
Go came out before. I mean, B came out before late registration, right?
I'm just talking about the beats. That was Kanye. I'm talking about when he started like those his people, like GLC. That's his sound. He was the soulful sound. But I'm saying when he started grabbing like different artists, actually signing new talent, you understand.
He signed Common though.
But that's not a new talent.
Oh,
I'm talking about like new people that was bringing something new to the genre.
What about Pusha?
You think Pusha was older, bro? But I'm just saying
Pusha.
Yeah, but Pusha brought a different sound with him. But I'm talking about Common kind of. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I get what you're saying. I get completely.
Why you mean?
We link it, baby.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying, but like Pusha, but Pusha was different and like Common and soulful beats as well. He come from Jay Dilla. All it with what's the other producer? Legend. Used to produce Common stuff. I'm blanking on his name, bro.
I don't know.
Oh my God. No ID, bro. No ID.
Hey,
no ID. Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. You gotta think about it, like that's that Chicago, GLC, all these people. That's the branch. But I'm talking about when he started signing like newer talent and also bringing like I said, with bringing Pusha T in, and that's a different, darker, different sound, a different element. Like when 808s and Heartbreaks is like that was everything, bro. That was like everything from Kanye to me, and he just put his soul in it. So I feel like Drake probably take that approach as well. But to end off on the Wiz, I love you, man. I hope you, I don't know, find your way in the pocket of the culture right now musically. I don't know where you fall, but I still feel like, you're a legend, my dude. And I don't know, it just brought some sadness to me that I didn't click that day to day. I used to love clicking them videos and be like, what Wiz them doing, bro? What him and Will and them doing? You know what I'm saying? But then I'm like, click it, a bunch of old men. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, B, like you five.
Yeah, but it's different. I'm a new old head. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Well, my last message to Wiz, I love you. You've definitely done a lot for me within my high school years. I will say just two things though. Please put Taylor Alderdice on streaming services. I beg you.
It is.
Taylor Alderdice?
I think so.
Look it up, please.
I think it is, bro, because I be bumping it sometimes.
If not, then my other message, Cabin Fever 1, my favorite project from you as of right now. Please put the original phone numbers. Oh, yeah. See,
bro. I be bumping it.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get on that. Please put the original phone numbers on there because on phone numbers on the streaming service version, way different production compared to the actual bass-heavy trap
the
sound.
Sample they use probably can't use.
I know, but Wiz, please find a way to pay for
Christian
that.
O's don't have some, like the statement don't have it.
See, and I'm so sad because I went back this weekend to go listen to Crit Was Here, Big Crit's breakout project. Not his debut, his breakout project. Such a great project, but there was some stuff that had to be cut, and he also added 4 new songs because stuff had to be cut, and I'm just like, oh, I get why you do it, because you do want to make money off these old projects. You got to find some compromise here and there.
Yeah.
I just hate that we have to, all these samplings and stuff like that just really...
Yeah. It happens,
because some of these songs, and then like other projects that Big Crit has, some of the instrumentals, I don't want to say are gutted, but some of the soul is lost from him because he had to reproduce some of them, and he has different vocals on top of them because he had to re-record them, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, I still bought some of the stuff and I would support, but that hurts, man. Yeah. That hurts. The blog era stuff, getting on streaming, and they not being the exact same projects as before, that hurts. That hurts me so bad.
Did you want to talk about the Lupe joint? Ain't gonna be short to me, bro.
Yeah, we can talk about the Lupe joint.
Yeah, I can't really go.
So I saw a short topic the other day on Twitter, and someone says, "Does Lupe Fiasco have any album in his discography better than Mos Def's Black on Both Sides?" So like, I had to get your opinion on this because you're a Lupe fan.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, "This is random." Like, I was like, "Did you get this from Twitter?" That's what I'm like, bro. This don't sound like something somebody with actual brain cells would think about. Like, it's just
personally,
I never thought about this.
I hate to say it like this. I like the Cool, and I like Food and Liquor 1 more than Black on Both Sides. I like them both. Yeah, I like them more.
I enjoy probably Food and Liquor more. It's probably than the Cool. The Cool's fire, but I like Food and Liquor more.
No, I was saying that I like them more than Black on Both Sides. See, I like those two projects more than Black on Both Sides.
Black on Both Sides not even my favorite. Most album.
What is it?
Come on, man.
The was it the eclectic, the electric, whatever it's called? Which one is it? The one of him jumping over the roof? Oh, the ecstatic. Yeah, I was close.
Hey, anyways, but I don't know, bro.
I wish that they was on streaming. They're not on streaming.
Nah,
I hate that because I was looking for it the other day.
I'm trying to think, bro. I didn't even think about it because I'm like, I don't know who would randomly think of this.
Yeah,
it just felt like Twitter to me. Like, bro, just thinking of something. Bro, just.
But people was talking. People was like, no, Mos Def has, people was basically not defending Lupe. Even though I think Lupe, based off of the consensus, because I haven't heard them all, I think he might have a better discography than most, maybe. But also, I don't think I see enough people talk about Mos Def.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it was random. Mm-hmm. I'm like, bro, I never thought about them together. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I think it's because probably they're lyrical rappers.
Yeah, they both aliens.
And they both...
like, bro, Lupe's insane.
And they both do kind of touch on social, political
But
topics.
Mos way more than Lupe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mos is like, yeah. But I don't know, bro. I just thought it was random. Mm-hmm. I almost deleted it out the notes.
You should have.
I was like, dang, I don't even...
That was a little refresher because we had to clean our palate from that heartbreak of the State of Wiz, man. We needed a little refresher after that one. But all right. We already talked about the reason Heisen. All right, so you put a topic on here that I was very interested in, and I wanted to hear your opinion on this. Albums you'll love to hear for the first time.
So, I was thinking about just all the albums you're listening to for the first time, and I'm just like, man, I have like 3 albums that I actually will love to experience for the first time because, like, my number one, I will just say was Kid Cudi's "Man on the Moon" one, is because I just remember, bro, like running to my mom's house. Getting on LimeWire, downloading the whole album. I didn't buy it. I'm so sorry. I bought it later.
But, allegedly.
Yeah, but allegedly I didn't run. But I just like to experience those albums that hit you at first listen is different to me. And it brought us to like the Schoolboy Q album. Like the first time I listened to it, it didn't hit me. But like those albums that hit me just right there instantly. And like Man on the Moon was like my number one that always like. This is an album that hit me first listen. It impacted me. I knew it was going to be one of my favorite albums ever, just how I felt about it. And I'm like, I would love to experience it again for the first time.
I actually came up with a little list.
Yeah, for me. You got a good amount of them?
I got a good amount. Not probably like, 5 to 7?
Yeah. I think mine's like 3 because it's more of like the experience of like that time.
Well, I'm going to explain my criteria of why I chose said album and things like that.
Okay.
So one of my albums has to be The Minstrel Show.
Oh yeah,
that's
current too.
Exactly, and my thing with The Minstrel Show by Little Brother, shout out LB Business.
Oh my belly.
I think the thing is, I listened to this album for the first time last year.
Yeah.
I didn't really know who Little Brother was. Yeah. But after listening to a lot of this conscious rap, especially from the 90s, seeing where they get their influences from, and after The Minstrel Show, I heard Slum Village, the one that you recommended me. I wish I could now take The Minstrel Show out of my head. This sounds blasphemous when I say this. I wish I could take it out of my head now. Have all the music I listened to right before then, even up to now, and listen to it now. Because I think I have an even more deeper appreciation for the album based off of
it's because Mr. Show is much better. That's it.
Yeah. But also where it comes from and kind of some of the things that helped led up to a group like a Little Brother and seeing the documentary after.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I saw the documentary before. Yeah. I would have been like, all right, then I listen to the album, I'm like, I get exactly where they're going at with this. Because my friend PK from the Discourse, shout out to PK, he was talking about how documentaries or biopics sometimes add to the experience of a listening of an album. And I'm like, dang. I'm like, and in the documentary, I re-listened to the listening. Not saying it's bad. I just went to go re-listen to it because, Little Brother is amazing. I went to re-listen to that. Then I re-listened to the Minstrel Show. I'm like, these albums are so good.
See, the listening is my favorite. Yeah, I love it.
Which is understandable. I completely understand why. Minstrel Show is mine because you put me on that one first. If you maybe would have put me on the listening first, maybe the listening would have caught me first.
I just knew Minstrel Show is like that one though.
It's that one for me.
Yeah, it's just my favorite. I know I don't know if most people like Minstrel Show more, but I know Minstrel Show has like more of like that. It has more of the I guess would I say hype behind it? I don't know. It has more like hype behind it.
Yeah, like a lot of people. Yeah. I feel like when I see Little Brother be brought up, I hear Minstrel Show brought up way more.
I say it's the most talked about.
Yeah. Another album I had on here, Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Man, that's one of mine. Right?
That's one of yours. I mean, we can talk about it right now. You can go first.
So this put me in 2011. I was a junior in high school, and I just remember Good Fridays, bro.
Oh man, you brought me back with that beat.
Good Fridays.
Oh, bro. I miss Good Fridays, man. I miss them so much.
So this used to have me so hyped, bro. I used to be ready for Friday, listening to like Christian Dior music, Denim Flow,
Christmas in
Harlem. That's when we got
the song with him and Lupe and Pharrell.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's when they did the group. I forgot the name. Some Soldiers.
Yeah, the Soldiers.
Bro, come on, man. What's that one song that with the Justin Bieber on it?
Was it Christmas in Harlem?
No, that's with Tiana Taylor. But it's a Christmas song. Runaway, You're My Runaway Love. They're like remix. And Raekwon on that joint.
Oh God! Wasn't Lloyd Banks on one of them songs too?
Yeah, Banks on Christian Dior Denim Floor.
Okay.
Fire verse. And Kid Cudi on there. He had a little verse on there because he said he only wanted to do the.
Okay, here's the songs: Runaway Love, Power
what,
Remix, Devil in a New Dress, Good Friday, Lord, 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 Soul Paul, Christian Dior Denim Flow, Don't Stop, Take One for the Team, Don't Look Down, The Joy, Look for Trouble.
Yeah. So Look for Trouble had Jay on there, J. Cole. So Looking for Trouble. Yeah. So Devil in a. I don't know.
Devil in a New Dress.
Devil in a New Dress, right? This one was my favorite out of all of them. Mm-hmm. Like, that was insane. I was like, this beat is beautiful, bro. And, like, this just had me hyped. I'm like, what is Kanye going with this album, bro? Mm-hmm. And then I think after, like, the Good Friday stuff, I don't know, because Power came out before, right? Because he dropped the Power remix with Jay-Z after Good Friday.
Yeah. It was a hit.
It was a hit. Mm-hmm. But, like, just prepping for the album, I was like, okay. Let's get into this.
I think this was a perfect demonstration of the blog era of we could drop music whenever we want.
But this rollout was insane. Mm-hmm. The art, some of the performance at the MTV Music Awards with Pusha come out there. Bro, it was just everything was perfect. Kanye in his like all red suits, just the freestyles they was doing, the good music cipher on the hip hop awards.
Oh my god!
Like everything, bro. Come on, bro. Too many Urkels on your team. That's why you win. So you know what I'm saying? Like it was like, bro, this time, like everything before the album just had me so hyped. And then when I actually got that album, bro, allegedly from LimeWire, Frostwire, anyone, bro, I listened to that album over. I did not stop playing that album, bro, for weeks, bro. And that's one of them albums I love to listen to for the first time.
I think for me, my criteria for this album was, because I have a criteria for different albums. The reason I chose My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, because even if I drop it now, it still wouldn't sound like anything. It don't sound like nothing. And my thing is, to me, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, to me, it was like the ultimate, like, mood, atmosphere, like setter. It felt like I was listening to a movie, is what I like to call My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, because it feels like how it is.
Yeah.
It's about, I guess I feel like the sins of Kanye, where he's talking about ego, greed, power, love, being a monster, and heck of a night, you know, and then just being a bad guy and being a bad dude, and like in songs like Runaway and The Blame Game. Yes. But then it's just like you have the last song of Run Love in America or whatever. And I'm just like, just the things that Kanye was talking about, just the instrumentals, there have been no songs that sound anything similar to what has been created on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
And so the title of the album is just,
with the different album covers as well.
Like, I love when the title of an album like reflects that album, and it's like, this is my beautiful dark twisted fantasy.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It is
insane to me.
I love it. I just love it. I think some of the lyrics that he has on the album in terms of like subject matter and
rapping, he actually was like, bro.
He was doing his ish, and then the fact of he was playing with different things on this album. I feel like with the song All the Lights, when he had all those vocal performers on that one song singing that one hook. Or if you got a song like Gorgeous, where he puts a little phone effect on him. And then you got Heck of a Night, where he also does that little sound effect on his voice. And I'm just like, dog.
That album, bro. And it's just like, this is something like I feel like we was in that mind of Kanye right there, bro. Like, he put it together so beautifully, because I heard like the sessions for this was insane.
I seen some of the videos, the clips,
all this stuff over and over. Like, bro, I think this was his like I guess this really his magnum opus. You know what I'm saying? This is the album that's like, this put Kanye, like, Kanye was already. This is the album that's like, yo, this is not a best hip hop album of all time. This is like a best album. Like, you put this next to like a rock album. Like, you just put it next to music. Period. It's just a great album.
I think sonically, I don't want to say push the culture forward. It's just the fact of nothing can ever replicate what this sounds like. Like, you can maybe replicate a college dropout. You can maybe replicate a late registration. Maybe a graduation. You cannot replicate this album. There is no way you can replicate this album and have it sound as good as this. Like, to me, this album was amazing. To me, it's my number one hip hop album of all time.
It's up there for me. I don't think it's my number one.
To me, it's my number one, because I just feel like I have never gotten a greater experience. And this is an album I could literally throw on. I throw on one song, I'm like, nah, I gotta listen to the whole thing. F it. I'm like, let me start from the beginning.
The intro, I gotta hear Nicki with her little accent.
And the fact of he was like, he was telling people, you need to rewrite that. Like, Rick Ross gave one of his best verses on that album. Like, the So Appalled song, oh my gosh. It's just, It's just so much I love with that album.
That's crazy. And I don't know, for some reason I think he has to have that on his.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's my number one hip hop album of all time. That's the one where I'm just like, this is the most different thing I've ever heard in my life when it comes to music. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah. I sent a picture of my dick. I'll never forget, bro. We was playing that song in the car with my grandma.
Oh, what?
She said, "What did he say?" Oh my god, bro.
You got another album?
Oh man,
you said you got 3, right?
I have 3 albums, but if you want to go,
all right. Like I said, I got a list.
Yeah,
so
go.
My number 3, Freddie Gibbs' Pinata with Mad Lib. I gotta say that I wish I could re-listen to this album now.
Yeah.
Because back then when it first came out, like I said on the podcast and to you, I didn't appreciate it like that when I first heard it. Because I was just like, this is way different compared to what I thought I was getting. This isn't the same gangster like production I was getting on his album Babyface Killer or Cold Day in Hell. But to now, hear more Mad Lib, to hear more Alchemist, to hear more Harry Fraud, to hear a whole bunch of other producers that I really enjoy nowadays and that I feel are great, and to hear like a Bandana, which I think is still great because I appreciated Mad Lib's production. I wish I could re-listen to Pinata now because to me this is like the best gangster rap album of all time because of the flows he uses, his lyrical content, his lyrical subject matter, just the production was going on. He dissed Young Jeezy on a Mad Lib beat. Who could say that?
No, you know what's so crazy about you bringing up? I forgot about the whole Jeezy thing.
But that's one of my what ifs that we everywhere, have bro. In another video. Man, on like what if he was still signed to Jeezy?
I forgot about that. Oh, that's
would he have made Pinata?
Okay.
Because to me, I feel like I gotta, especially looking back at it now, I didn't know Freddie had something like this in him ever.
But you never looked at his older stuff, like him doing beats with like Static Selector and all the people back then.
No, because you gotta think at the time it was BFK and it was
because you gotta remember he was in LA in the earlier time as well.
No, I'm saying back then. So back then, especially now, I recently heard Covert Coup by Currency with The Alchemist, and I heard him on there. Yeah. And so I really like that song. I added it to the playlist. Check out the playlist in the description down below. I listened to that and I'm like, when did that Covert Coup come out? When did Babyface Killing On come out? I looked at when Covert Coup came out. I'm like, this came out before, or the song is called Scottie Pippen. Yeah. This came out before BFK. I'm like, where the F was this on BFK or Cold Day in Hell?
It's because it was a different sound.
No, I know, but because I'm just saying.
If you go back and you look at the Freddie stuff, he was doing stuff with underground stuff.
I mean, he still kind of does that now.
He's still Freddie from who Freddie was today.
Yeah, but I feel like
he always bounced around.
But I feel like because of Pinata and, the way I've been following his career since BFK, ever since that Pinata album, I feel like it's influenced a lot of his other albums for him to be a bit more lyrical in the content. He still does that rap about that gangster stuff and that gangster lifestyle, but I feel like he has more lyrical substance. I mean, not lyrical substance, but lyrical writing in his projects now.
I think in the later ones, I feel like only Soul Separately.
Soul Separately. But we got Shadow of a Doubt.
You got Freddie.
You got
Freddie is like
You Only Live Twice.
Only Live Twice is like it's different from like Matt than Pinata, but he still has some. I know what you're saying. It pushed him forward.
Yeah. To me, Freddie is the only outlier in that situation.
Freddie still
because Freddie don't have no album where it's just banger filled like that. And plus, I feel like he was just like, I'm just going in here to have fun. I mean, look at the album cover. Yeah. It's besides that, You Only Live Twice. I feel like was inspired a bit from Pinata. We also have Shadow of a Doubt. It kind of goes in that Freddie territory, but he does have some points where I'm just like, he has a whole song where he's going back and forth with Black Thought. Yeah. I'm just like, that's what I'm saying. Without Pinata, I feel like he wouldn't have went in that lane and kind of delved a bit more deep and kind of mixed it more with his gangster raps.
I think he would have. Because I feel like
we didn't get any glimpse of that. But we didn't get any glimpse of that on BFK or Cold Day in Hell.
Yeah, we didn't get because I think that's what he was doing on those albums because you got to look.
No, but I'm saying a glimpse though. At least a glimpse, like a little tiny glimpse.
I guess you could get a glimpse from the features he was with, like the people he was.
That's what I'm saying. With. But you got to think at the time when I was listening to Freddie Gibbs, that's why it was such a throw off to me when I heard Pinata. Because I'm like, where did this come from?
I was ready. I don't know. Is it because I was older and I was like more in tune with what was going on?
You was more in tune with what was going on, and so because you would put me on the stuff. You didn't put me on Freddie.
Yeah, no.
But
I knew you was listening.
I literally found Freddie because he looked like Tupac. I'm like, let me check this guy's.
You saw that.
I saw BFK. Yeah,
I've been.
And I was like, this guy looks like Tupac. I'm like, let me check him out. And I just loved his voice.
Yeah, I remember when he had hair. I'm like, I remember when he had hair.
I don't, but yeah, to me, Pinata was such a throw off.
Like an alien, bro.
Probably, but Pinata to me, if I could just take it out of my mind and re-listen to it right now, such an amazing. Like I said, to me, number one gangster rap album of all time.
So my number 3. Mm-hmm. My number 3, I was thinking it could be multiple albums, but I'm just gonna go with an instrumental album. I'm gonna go Donuts because Donuts was an album that Erica actually told me about when I was like 15. No, I had to be like 14, 15 years old, and
I bet they go like, who is that?
I was over at her house, bro, and she was like, "Hey, you ever heard of Jay Dilla?" And I'm like,
she put you on?
Yeah, she told me about Jay Dilla.
To be real, I thought that you would have just found him out on your own. That's why that's so.
I'm gonna tell you, like, I heard who he was, but I was young. I was a freshman in high school. Like I was an 8th grade or freshman. One of them, anyway. She asked me, do I know Jay Dilla? And I was like, I remember her going upstairs, and I was like, he the one that died, right? She turned around, I was sad. Like I didn't know that connection. And then I was just like, yeah. And then she gave me like a beat tape.
She was part of the Aquariuses, right?
Yeah, she was with all of
the Soul Aquarians.
Yeah, bro, she got pictures of Dilla and them. They all in the kitchen.
Yeah. And so Jay Dilla was heavily associated with them, or was he part of them?
Like, so that's not really a group.
No, I know it's not literally a group. It was like I don't want to say collective either.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
but it's like loose group. From what I watched from the video.
Yeah, but Dilla was a part of that. But
he was? Okay.
Yeah. But what's so crazy? I'm like, okay, Jay Dilla, whatever. But I remember, so I went home. It had to be years past, bro. Like I had to be like a junior or senior at this time, and I just fucking played one of his the Donuts album. And I was like, yo. I was like, yo, this is dope.
It clicked with you first.
It clicked with me first listen, bro. Because I already at that time I was listening to instrumental albums because I was making beats and I wanted to be a little producer. But I wasn't like checking for Dilla and them. I knew beats he made at that time, but I wasn't going to go look at his solo catalog. And that album, bro, them beats just brought me in. It was just so beautiful. The samples, it's an album that I just still play to this day. I always play it. Always in the house. I got it on a vinyl, play it for my kid. He loves some beats. It's just one of those albums. It's like I love to like listen to it again to the experience, bro. Like I just remember playing it, plugging it in one night in my headphones with the little strings, with the little iPod. I had a little iPod. I put it on there, a little iPod with the screen, with the had the camera on there. It was purple. It was my sister's. I took it from.
I thought you were about to say like an iPod Nano or something.
Nah, it was an iPad, but it brought that little camera. It was a little Nano like, but it had a camera on it. Remember it. It was my little sister's, bro. It was purple. It was an 8 gigabyte. I remember, bro. And I remember putting on headphones in and just sink into that album, bro. And that album put me in way more, it introduced me into way more stuff. I found so many different artists just from that album. And I think that album, bro. So yeah, it's my number 3.
I will say that if I would have listened to Jay Dilla's Donuts back then, I wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah.
Now I liked it. You know, when I listened to it like a few months ago.
Your brain has expanded. Your music.
Yeah, because back then, this don't pump, man. Get out of here. This ain't no Lex Luger.
Oh my God.
Right. Back then in Teenager Chase, that's all it is to was gangster rap or drug rap.
Wow.
I can't even say drug rap because drug rap to me is so different compared to what drug rap is now versus back then, like a Rick Ross, a Young Jeezy versus a Juice WRLD.
Yeah. And hey, about this last topic, you want to roll into the next pod and like, because I can go for, I think we probably going way too long.
For the last topic?
Yeah. I think I'll just put it I'll put it in another pod.
Okay,
bro. I think I didn't know we was gonna go this long. I was like, yo, it's gonna be 3 hours. I'm just saying it's gonna go for a while, so I don't know. We can probably hit it. We can hit it another time, B.
All right, let me give you guys my 4 other albums.
Yeah, I would. I just wanted to let you know that before we got into it. I didn't want you to go segue into it, and I'm like, yo, bro, we gonna be going, bro.
But another album I have on here is MF Doom Mad Villainy. Because of the unique way that MF Doom raps on that album.
That hit you first listen?
When I was younger, yeah. Cause I'm just like, this is weird. I'm like, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
It was like one of those things when you first listen to something, when you first experience something that's kid, you be like, that's weird. I think I like it. Like, this is one of those things that it made me think. And I was like, when I was younger, I don't get it. As an older person, I don't fully get it now. But I don't get it as in like every single line, like, oh, he's really deducing the lyrical content, and this rhyme right here really rhymes with this one. Like, I don't get that to that level now, but I feel like with this album right here, to me, it does show some of the greatest and most weirdest ways to rap on some great but also weird beats, especially for at the time. When it comes to the hip hop of back then, nothing sounded like this.
And the stuff that they was putting together with that, oh my God, bro! The first thing I ever heard off that was Rhinestone Cowboys, and I was like, yo, what the? I heard that and never went back. It took me a few years to actually dive into like to Mad Villainy.
I heard I don't know when I heard Mad Villainy. It was definitely during my run of like listening to hip hops and hip hop albums. Yeah. This was like back when I was like in middle school or high school.
Yeah, I was in middle school too.
But another album I put on here was Big Crit. Crit was here. His breakout mixtape.
I got a story for that one too. I remember when that. Oh man, I remember that.
For me, when it comes to this, because like I said, I was re-listening to it the other day and I was making this list. I'm like, this has to be the one right here because to me, this is like his college dropout. Where to me, it shows his best talents. And this was the album mixtape where he was about to quit, I believe, and was just like, oh, this is my last thing because no one's really listening to me. And I listened to some of his previous stuff. I understand why they wasn't listening to him.
He had some songs on there though.
He did.
He had that glimpses.
He did, but I understand why as a whole. Yeah. But when it comes to Crit was here, I feel like to me, this was the best. This was one of the best Southern projects to really debut an artist. I don't want to say it's his debut, but it's to break an artist out because to me it showed that the South isn't just this certain thing or that certain thing. It showed a lot of character from Big Crit. It showed his songwriting ability. Very introspective. Some of the storytelling that he has on here, not really a lot like a Banana Clip Theory off of King Remembered in Time, but his production skills as well, his sampling. You can obviously see the influences from the people from the South, like an Outkast, like a UGK. But then you can also see some of the inspiration from the production, like a Kanye West and things like that. So that's why Big Crit was here. Was such a great.
My story for that album, bro. I never forget. It was like a Sunday or something, bro. I remember I used to watch MTV, and the video came on. I remember being on the top bunk, and I don't know if my cousin, I don't know if somebody was right there, and the one song, we just sitting here, and he was like, we police the only rival gang.
I don't know the song.
Do the same. He was going and he went out. I didn't ask for it. I'm gonna ask for Crit.
I think it's Victorious. I think it's Victorious.
I heard that, bro. I jumped off the top bunk, bro, and I'm like, I remember MTV used to have like this slider at the end, like Tuda. I'm like, who is that? Who is this? And I went in and I saw it was Big Crit, and I like ran down to my mom's house, bro, like I always do. Get on the computer. Found this mixtape and I bumped that stuff for like a month straight. And then actually like so crazy about that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I heard him before. I think it was like on
Cushion OJ, Glass
House?
Cushion
OJ, if I'm not mistaken, bro.
Or you maybe heard him off of a Currency project.
It's been so long, but anywhere I go, I heard him before, but he didn't sound like that. He was rapping his bro, and then when the beat shut up, he like in the African,
that's Victorious.
Nigga, bag it up, or whatever. It's coming in my head, bro. But hey,
Bubble Cushion, nothing, bag it up.
Bro was going, he was going off.
But another album I have, UGK Riding Dirty, because I went to this after hearing Dirty Money, because Dirty Money had the big song with Chopping Blades. And I also, when I went to this album after Underground Kings, their self-titled album, that's their more modern album. And Riding Dirty to me is a great exemplification of what the South was back at that time and what the nightlife was that they was living at that time as well. And so I don't know what it is. Like, to me, that's their most unique album in terms of sound, especially for back in the 90s where a lot of music, especially Southern music, didn't sound like that. To me, it doesn't have that old-timey sound where it's like... They
was more West Coast like influence.
Yeah, which I understand. I don't knock them for that. But also, to me, this sounded so unique and different compared to everything else. And this also inspired so many other projects that I do love, or so many artists that I love as well. The other two projects before that, but this one... And I got one more, and you might be able to... What, the previous two UGK albums?
You don't like the original stuff? The first two albums?
I don't like the albums as a whole.
Oh, okay. But they got some stuff.
No, they got some stuff on
there. And then like Pregnant.
And my last album, and you might be able to speak on this, I don't know. Outkast Stankonia.
I don't like that album. I don't know. That album never. It's songs, of course.
To me, it's my first Outkast album that I've heard.
Oh my bad.
No, you're good. But it's my first Outkast album that I heard because of the radio hits at the time. Yeah. And so I went to go listen to it because the radio hits was on there.
Bombs Over Baghdad.
Bombs Over Baghdad.
So Fresh, So Clean.
Miss Jackson.
Yeah.
And so the songs on there, I'm like, all right, this is good, but I want to listen to the album. And so when I heard it back then, I liked it because it was quirky, it was weird, and it was very funk heavy. Yeah. And they had this weird, I don't want to say the 70s thing happening on the album, but it felt weird and different. And now also listening to all of the discography, And if I would have come back now and listened to Stankonia, I think it would still hold up to this day. And it definitely sounds different. And it sounds very unique.
It's been so long since I listened to the album, but it's my least favorite. Out of like that chord.
The chord before they do the double disc? Yeah. I think, to me, the first album is my least favorite. I didn't say bad. My least favorite. My favorite is Stankonia. Then, them two is hard. Them two.
So Aquemini and Stankonia is like that to you?
No.
Oh, you talking about just
Aquemini and
and AT-Aliens. Oh yeah.
To me, like.
But you know those two albums are better.
No, they're better.
Okay.
No.
I know you said favorite. I know you said favorite. My bad, bro.
I didn't put Stankonia in my top 15 Southern hip hop albums all the time. I put AT-Aliens and Aquemini though. Hold on now. let's get something straight. But yeah, Stankonia, in terms of like sound and uniqueness, because I'm going for more unique projects or what was very symbolic in terms of me listening to that artist. Stankonia has to be that one because that's what put me on the Outkast, what made me listen to them. And if I would have listened to them now and heard Stankonia, I probably would be like, this is weird. Like, this is definitely far off from what they do. But maybe
you would be used to it because you got all these different type of albums from the get-go. Southern Playalistic, AT-Aliens, Aquemini.
But they all didn't have far-off production compared to Stankonia, which is why I said I would appreciate it more now because it would have been this. They took a risk.
But I love Bums Over Baghdad.
No,
like the singles I love. The album just didn't click. I heard it like 5 times. Maybe it'll click now that I'm 30. I don't know. It just didn't click.
The AT-Aliens and the Aquemini are definitely better rap albums. This album, to me, in terms of like sound and just it being different, that's why I chose this one. I couldn't choose Aquemini and AT-Aliens because I'm just like, that's too hard. Yeah. That's too hard. They're just two amazing albums. Like, what can you say about those?
Yeah. But
I think we hit a good amount of
How long we went, bro? I feel like this is the longest we done.
I don't know.
I think we was flowing, B.
Yeah, this is about, 2 hours?
For real?
I think.
Yeah, we was flowing, V.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this was we also went pretty long.
Yeah, we took it. Yeah, we took it back. I told you, bro. You don't need much. We can just flow, bro. I'm telling you, dog.
We had to say the last topic, so y'all got to see that.
Yeah, that's
in the next podcast episode. Right. So if you do want to see that, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel or follow us on all podcast streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It is for free, so go ahead support your boys.
Hey, bro, it don't hurt to support. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and hit that subscribe button like my guy said because, bro, we almost at 100.
Yeah,
and it's kind of moving. Hey, we kind of moving, bro. I was like,
y'all picking up on the shorts, and I like that. Bro, also, rate the show on all streaming platforms wherever you can.
And comment, man, because we like to interact with the people, man.
Because that's where the second conversation happens in terms of us getting another perspective or viewpoint on the subjects that we do have.
And if you hate us, please tell me. I love it. I love when you hate us, bro.
I love the conversation.
I don't know. Some dude in the shorts called me a nerd because I said don't disappoint. I like, you calling me a nerd?
Oh yeah. On the Playboy card.
Yeah. I'm like, am I a nerd?
Yeah, and check out our shorts. We do have exclusive content on that as well with the This or That series.
Yeah.
So make sure you check out all that stuff. My name is Chase the Dark Sage.
I'm T.
We're out.
Baby, we was flowing.